Good evening, everyone. I see some of the familiar faces. So, how's the preparation going? How many of you are appearing for prelims this year? Almost most of them. Chalo. Shall we begin? You see, first I start this discussion. Let me tell you one thing. How many of you find it difficult, this portion? And okay, you see, the best way to understand this portion is to develop a compassionate attitude towards nature itself. Are why you people are smiling? You see, even India launched life movement, right? So you see, I am telling you a very frank, giving you a very frank advice. कुछ भी देखने से पहले you should see exactly what they are. चलो, let us begin. So how do you want me to take this discussion? As a teacher, as a aspirant? You see, in this preparation, most of you who have attended my class, they know knowledge is just one tool to clear civil services. Okay, knowledge is just one tool to clear civil services. And you must learn how, despite if you don't have the knowledge, how are you going to clear prelims? This is how we cleared prelims. Yes, exactly. Even the people who are there, they don't know all the things. So let us begin. With reference to Indian laws about wildlife protection, this is a very important topic this year. Why? Because so wild animals are the sole property of the government. So whenever I'm reading a question paper, my target is to underline the pitfalls. I will keep on circling the pitfalls that the examiner may have created for the candidates. So पहला नहीं समझ में आया मुझे. You see, I do not take it as a teacher, I will take it as an aspirant. Okay? When a wild animal is declared protected, such animal is entitled for equal protection, whether it is found outside or inside. मुझे logic यहाँ लगाना है. This is where I'm supposed to put my mind in the paper. अंदर बाहर कैसे? Apprehension of a protected. So now, अब बताओ, अब these are the 4 pitfalls that I need to put my mind before I'll go and tick it. So please mark your answer in next 10 seconds. Mark, I'm not asking, please mark it. Please mark it. This is how the discussion will go. I will not just discuss, you will have to write the answers in your copy as well. So tell me, wild animals are the sole property of the government. Why so? अरे बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट जजमेंट क्या है? बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट जजमेंट, yes, because if it's not the property of the government, people will claim it. So you see, even if antlers are found in the jungles, antlers समझते हो? सिंह के सिंह. Even if it is found, you cannot go pick it up and carry it to your home because it is not your property. Though the animal is not there. Or consider कि even if a nail of a lion, you cannot carry a nail of a lion because it is the sole property of the government, state as well as union. It is found in both protected as well as outside. क्या logic लगाए? What logic did you apply? Tiger, consider lion. What if lion comes here in Delhi? I think it will be given the same protection as per the Wildlife Protection Act. चलो, तो अभी तक मुझे ये दिख गया है कि 1 and 2 is correct and I have come to know there are no options which have all 3 options. So this means I need not to even read it. Do you see how to save time in prelims? Once I have come to know, I have read this too. And then I saw the option. And then I realized इसमें तो 1 2 3 कहीं है ही नहीं या 2 3 जो भी. This means I need not read and I can quickly move on to the next. So let us discuss now Wildlife Protection Act. You see 3 constitutional provisions are there. Which are the three constitutional provisions related to wildlife? 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. Where which list was transferred? Yes. Article 51G, fundamental duty, and then DPSP, directive principles of state policy. The act is for throughout of India, true or false? The act is for throughout of India. अरे हाँ भाई, अब Jammu Kashmir is, there is only one constitution now. So say it confidently. So you see, as per the, it is sole property, we have already seen. Initially there were 6 schedules. 6 schedule the. Top 2, highest priority. Next to least priority. But these all 4 were animals. Then 5th schedule was related to vermin. You see, don't think that if these 6 schedules have gone, they will not ask. They may ask the previous only. Okay, this is what they did with Benami Transaction Act in the year 2017. Rather than asking the amendment, they asked the older act. And the 6th one was? 6th one is plants. You all know this? Chalo. Now, why there was an amendment in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972? Yes, to make our legislation in compliance with the CITES. So now there are 4 schedules. The first schedule is animals. Does it include birds? No. तो फिर वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट में बर्ड्स कहाँ आएंगे? हियर वी सेड टू वर्मिन प्लांट, तो बर्ड्स कहाँ गए? अरे बर्ड्स के लिए दूसरा है, कहाँ दूसरा? फिर और नया शेड्यूल कहाँ था? वी सेड कि देयर आर ओनली 6 schedules. If I said 2 animals, and 5th is vermin, 6th is plant, so where did the birds go? अरे this is where you have to apply logic during exam. अगर birds इसमें vulture को कैसे छोड़ देंगे कोई? You all have read vulture. Red-headed vulture is a critically endangered species. Long-billed slender vulture, wide-rummed vulture. So वो कहाँ जाएंगे? Where will they go? This means they are here. So when I am saying now 4 schedules are there, 4 schedules में पहला those animals with highest protection, मतलब highest penalty. Second schedule, low penalty. Third, plants. And 4th, sites, appendices. Okay? Chalo. You all know the institutional bodies that have been created under this act? Huh? Do I need to revise it for you? Slowly and gradually? Karna hai? Chalo. You see, in this, who is Chief Wildlife Warden? Who is Chief Wildlife Warden? Chief Wildlife Warden is like, you see, for every district there is one IS officer, one DM, one Superintendent of Police. Similarly, for every district Chief Wildlife Warden, for every state there is one Chief Wildlife Warden, which is nominated by the, appointed by the state government. Okay? And as per the recent amendments, Chief Wildlife Warden will have the responsibility over complete of the wildlife sanctuaries. Okay? Now they will be responsible. Right? You see, if I am telling you, keep on reading the document with me. Don't keep looking at me. Keep on reading the document along with me. Jaldi jaldi sunna hai, jaldi jaldi parna hai. This is what the basics of civil services. One who can read fast, one who can read understand. Quickly who can understand. They will qualify the exam quickly. So does the act provides for captive breeding? Yes? Underline that statement. Keep on underlining along with me. ठीक है? We have already talked about Chief Wildlife Warden. ठीक है? You see the third statement. Under the appointment of authorities, it entrusts the chief wildlife warden to control, manage, and maintain all sanctuaries in a state. Now underline all. You know, we all know such are pitfalls in prelims. Agar prelims में ये all दिखता तो we may get confused. This is how we try to eliminate the options, but here it is true. So underline it. Now institutional body is created. National Board for Wildlife, the apex decision-making body regarding all the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries in India. It is headed by which person? The Prime Minister. The recommendation is advisory or recommendatory? Advisory. Okay? And who is the vice chairperson? Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Along with me, keep on revising. Then there is a standing committee. What is the purpose of the standing committee? They approve the projects within the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries and 10 kilometer around it. Okay? So ये है, अगर तुमसे क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए कि standing committee, will you consider it as a part of National Board for Wildlife? Yes. Yes. So in prelims, if they tell you कि NBW constitutes a standing committee, or just ये statement, कि the standing committee of NBWL is the purpose, has given the purpose for approving all the projects. True, don't get confused that it should be National Board for Wildlife only. Okay? In prelims. The committee is headed by the Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Then State Board for Wildlife, same idea. Same goes, Chief Minister होगा. State के अंदर जो union में है, the same principle now will apply over the state. Okay, next, Central Zoo Authority. It is important because of the translocation of cheetahs. So it is important this year. So it has been created under Environment Wildlife Protection Act. The Environment Minister is the chairperson. And you see the last statement. It lays down guidelines and prescribes rules which animals may be transferred among zoos nationally and internationally as well. So underline internationally. Okay. Then you see National Tiger Conservation Authority. There was a task force which was created in the year 2005. This task force recommended that there should be an amendment brought to the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. And consequently, the amendment created National Tiger Conservation Authority. It is headed by? Yes, Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. How many tiger reserves are there? Guru Ghasidas is 53rd. So is there 54th or not? Yes. Yes, is the latest one. 54th. वहाँ पे लिख लो notes में. I have written more than 50. It is 54. Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. You just remember, okay? It is headed by? Since it's not written there, no one is saying? CBI. Chalo, this is your task. You see, it was written there, so all of you were replying. Since it's not written there, none of you replied. It is your assignment. Write it down there. Question mark, it is headed by. You will go and you will do search. Okay? Wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Which one do you think will be more easier for any tourist to visit? Wildlife sanctuaries as compared to national park. Wildlife sanctuaries do not have boundaries. National parks have clearly defined boundaries. Why do we create national parks and wildlife sanctuaries? There is a minor fair line difference here, okay? ये confuse करते हैं, you may get confused. To protect the complete ecosystem as it is, we create national park. But consider that there is a area and there is a particular species X. which is suffering. So for the protection of that particular species X, we will create wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so please 30 seconds reading of wildlife sanctuary, please. 30 seconds quick, and you will keep underlining the important. Consider that these are prelims statements. And you have to read quickly and you have to find which statements kahan pitfalls create honge. Both central and state governments can declare wildlife sanctuary as well as national parks, right? The boundaries can be altered only after the consultation with National Board for Wildlife, right? Any doubt in any of it? You see here it will be written wildlife sanctuaries will have limited human activity, and under national park they will say strictly prohibited. So do not get confused when the word says strictly prohibited, क्योंकि उस time you will mind में सोचोगे कि for the tribals they will allow grazing, for tribals they will allow logging, but you see the word is strictly prohibited. So do not get confused in prelims. This is how you should prepare for prelims as well. Mind में पहले ही clear करो कि where are the pitfalls that the examiner will create. Okay, coming to national park. Now since you have understood wildlife sanctuary, I hope you can differentiate between national park and wildlife sanctuary. Same, I have already said in bits and pieces the difference between national park and wildlife sanctuary. The national parks are heavily restricted areas. You need permission to travel to national parks, unlike wildlife sanctuaries. Because जहां जिसकी बाउंड्री ही नहीं, इसमें परमिशन क्या लेंगे? जहां बाउंड्री है वहां रिस्ट्रिक्शन आएगा, and there we will need permission. So this is the logic we will keep in our mind. Okay, boundary is the word. Then coming to tiger reserves. We all know tiger reserve was created after NTCA 2006. Tiger reserves were started. Tiger reserves बहुत पहले से बन रहे थे. 1903 project tiger. What are critical tiger habitats? Core of the tiger reserves. So if it says critical tiger habitats come under which legislation? Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Yes. Do not get confused. There is one more habitat. Which habitat is that? Critical wildlife habitat. It comes under which legislation? People, are you keeping up with the pace or not? You see, it is environment and ecology. I will discuss every option today. I will teach you how you are supposed to analyze. This is just the beginning. So please keep up with the pace. There are two habitats. Critical tiger habitat, the core area of the tiger reserves. It comes under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. एक होता है Wildlife Critical Habitat. वो किसके अंदर आती है? Forest Rights Act 2006. It has already been asked in prelims in the year 2018, which we will see when we will discuss 2018 paper. Okay. In this, I have just given 53 tiger reserves. 54th one you all know, or it is your assignment. Write it there. 54th. Every paragraph page, I will give you 4 to 6 assignments. Like you see, come previous back page. Go and visit the site of Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Right there. Go and visit a site for 1 minute. What is there in the sites of Wildlife Crime Control Bureau? What kind of operations have they undertaken? Operation Thunderbird? Operation Save Karma? Yes, for turtles. Okay. Then you will go and visit the site of NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority. आप लोगों को गर्मी लग रही है क्या? पानी चाहिए? एसी टेम्परेचर कम करो. अरे पानी अभी सिविल सर्विसेज में मांगना, अभी कहाँ. You see tiger population, highest is in MP, second highest, third highest उत्तराखंड. सेंटर से नीचे जाएंगे फिर ऊपर जाएंगे. ओके, एमपी से कर्नाटका, कर्नाटका से उत्तराखंड. एंड यू विल रिमेंबर कर्नाटका इज वेरी रिच इन बायोडाइवर्सिटी. सो कर्नाटका ऑल्सो हैज द हाइएस्ट नंबर ऑफ एलिफेंट्स. कर्नाटका के बाद केरल, केरल के बाद असम. यस, ओके. चलो, हाइएस्ट टाइगर डेंसिटी विच? जिम कॉर्बेट के बाद नागरहोल, नागरहोल के बाद बंदीपो. Nagarhole and Bandipur are part of Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, which tiger reserve does crosses over 2 states or is straddled over 2 states? Pench Tiger Reserve. Guru Ghasidas a proper Chhattisgarh में है. Okay, St. Petersburg Declaration, it is related to double the tiger population by 2020. Has India achieved it? Yes, India has already achieved it. Which are the tiger reserves where there are no tigers? Buxa, Palamu and Dampa. Buxa is in West Bengal, Palamu is in Jharkhand, and Dampa is the only tiger reserve in the state of Mizoram. It is also a prelims question. People, it is, you are left with just 1 month, so be as serious as you can in the class. Or else the point in this preparation is that if you are devoting your time here in class, or else you should be studying in your room. So if you are devoting here, jaldi jaldi chalo. It's not that कि इसको जाके घर पढ़ेंगे, नहीं. We all will complete everything here in the class only 3 hours. That's how you should move for prelims. Chalo. You all know M stripes, right? Chalo. Conservation reserve and community reserve. What is the difference? Conservation reserve मतलब सरकारी जमीन. Community reserve मतलब हम लोगों की जमीन. Okay? What are the purpose? To create buffer zone around national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves. Okay? To mitigate the stress that may arise because of anthropogenic activities. Okay? चलो, recent amendment 2022 के हिसाब से central government can also declare conservation reserves. Remember this. Now central and state both can declare conservation reserves. Okay? You see, initially trading of either captive animals or the scheduled animals were strictly prohibited. But this time amendment has allowed for one animal. Which animal is that? Why? Which state forced it? Kerala forced the central government to bring an amendment so that they can now trade elephants. Okay? Exception hai. So you see, voluntary surrender of captive animals. You see, there was a news of Saras Crane in UP. He was booked under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So you see, under this amendment, you can voluntarily go and submit it to the government and there is no compensation for it. Remember, write it, underline it. You may think that you will go and give tiger and government will give you some money. No. You know why government did this? क्यों पॉलिसी में ऐसा बनाया गया? क्योंकि कल चोर जंगल से पकड़ के सरकार को ही बेच देंगे. Okay? So that was the reason policymakers introduced this provision. This is how you are supposed to think before in this room itself. रट्टा लगाने से पहले this is how you are supposed to think and move so that every idea or every logic is well settled in your mind. रट्टा लगाना कम होता है, पहले समझेंगे क्योंकि ultimately you all are going to be the policy makers. There has to be certain logic before every policy. It cannot be blindly. Then you see registration certificate has been given. Okay, for live specimens of scheduled animals. What are live specimens? Live specimens मतलब नाखून, skin. Okay, These all things. So if you see, there are hunters who keep all these antlers and skins in their houses. So now you need to have a registration certificate. Only then you can have it, or else you can be booked under Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So we are done with Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Moving ahead. Certain species of which one of the following organisms are well known as cultivators of fungi? अरे ऐसे नहीं बोलो यार, यहाँ पे आंसर निकालने नहीं आए हैं. Here we have come to learn how to find out the answer. If you don't know, consider this is the question in prelims. अब क्या करोगे, सोचोगे, कैसे सोचोगे? Answers, you see, I have already given you answer. The answer is there in the internet. Go and look and you are done. Here we have come here to think logic. क्या लगाएंगे, क्या सोचेंगे? कॉकरोच, कभी कॉकरोच को देखे हो? No. You see cockroaches, अब सोचो किसको किसको डिस्कार्ड कर सकते हैं. कॉकरोच को डिस्कार्ड कर सकते हैं इजिली. डिफिकल्ट एंट को क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? व्हाई वी आर, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू डिस्कार्ड एंट? दे लिव इन कॉलोनीज एंड वी डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट द कॉलोनी. ओके, so I'm not discarding ant while I'm ticking the answer. I can discard cockroach. Crab पानी में मोस्टली रहता है, I can discard. But spiders वेब में रहते हैं, right? So now competition is between spider and ant. And here again we are 50-50. But इसके बाद जिसके भगवान भरोसे, कोई स्पाइडर मारेगा, कोई एंट मारेगा. Here you can't do anything. कॉकरोच को एलिमिनेट, क्योंकि कॉकरोच हर दिन घर में घूमते रहता है. बट फॉलोइंग ऑर्गेनिज्म आर वेल नोन एज कल्टीवेटर्स ऑफ फंजाई. कल्टीवेट करना है, मतलब कल्टीवेट करने के लिए यू नीड टू हैव सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ हाउस. इट द वर्ड इज सेइंग कल्टीवेट. डू यू सी कल्टीवेट? कल्टीवेट कहां करते हो? जंगल में जाके करते हो कल्टीवेट? नहीं. यू नीड टू हैव योर ओन प्लॉट ऑफ लैंड वेयर यू कल्टीवेट. This means either these four species must have a specified area where they are cultivating fungi. So कौन कर रहा होगा? जिसके पास घर है proper, right? Answer is ant. You see what ant does? Ant are like they cultivate fungi. Fungi give them food. So the answer is ant. मतलब है कि क्रैब का कोई घर नहीं होता ना ऐसा. They keep on rotating here and there in search of their food. There is no such as I can say that, look, this is the house of crab. So as a cultivator, I was looking for that option which has some kind of settlement that they create, where they can cultivate it for a longer period of time. Okay? समझ में आ रहा है? Moving ahead. Which one of the following has been constituted under the Environment Protection Act 1986? Central Water Commission, Central Groundwater Board. This is for the surface rivers. This is for the groundwater. This is for the Central Groundwater Authority. Why they have created two? तो एक ही से क्यों नहीं काम चला लिया सरकार ने? Why did government has to create two bodies, Central Groundwater Board and Central Groundwater Authority? Do you question such things in your mind? Yes, they mostly do research कि कहाँ पे pollution कितना है, क्या नहीं है. Authority and all, you see, these are just the bureaucratic steps to create more bureaucratic hurdles. Mihir's committee has recommended to subsume these two under one body, because you see now integrated approach is the new way. Everything should be integrated. Why do we see surface water independent of groundwater when we know groundwater forms the highest percentage of water after glacier? So you see, answer we all know, this is Central Groundwater Authority. Now your assignment is, tell me which are these two bodies tomorrow. Please write it down. Okay? These are your assignment. Now let us see Environment Protection Act 1986. Why was it enacted? Bhopal gas tragedy. अरे लेजिस्लेशन तभी बनेगा पहले कुछ गलत होगा, उसके बाद सिविल सोसाइटीज एंड एनजीओस विल पुश द गवर्नमेंट to enact. Why do you think government will enact Environment Protection Act? You know, the moment this protection will get enacted, it will create boundaries for the government. You see why the companies are shifting from developed to developing, because the environmental laws have become very stringent in developed countries. So now the capitalists have to pay so much of money, whereas in developing and least developed countries the laws are still very poor, so they can exploit the lacunas. Chalo, 4 things you must remember about Environment Protection Act. Ecologically sensitive areas comes under this act. Coastal regulation zone comes under this act. Central Groundwater Authority comes under this act. And Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee comes under this act. Please star mark Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee for this year. They have not asked, and GM Mustard is in news. Yes, GM Mustard Dhara. So they can ask you this question. Which is the apex authority to give clearance for commercial cultivation of GM crops? Yes, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and it is not Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. Do not get confused between these two. You will also read National Coastal Zone Regulation Authority notification. CRZ A, CRZ 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is for, कैसे याद रखोगे? Coastal regulation zones. How do you remember? Who can tell me all 4 zones? CRZ 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, पहला किसको रखोगे? Highly protected. All those areas which needs maximum protection, like coral reefs, mangroves, tidal marshes, sea grasses. Okay? Second किसको रखोगे? Second is for urban areas. Third is for rural areas. Rural areas B, it has been demarcated 2 with a population density difference of 2161. Why the policy makers did this? Why did they bifurcated rural area under 2? Because soon the population जिसमें ये ज्यादा है, ये urban होने वाली है. This is going to be urban in the coming years. So the policies must be in sync with the changing dynamics of this location. Whereas the population where there is less than this 2161, we need to preserve it as it is rural. The sanctity and pristine nature of these areas needs to be protected. So the policy makers divided this into 2 parts. And so the highest limit of development is different for these 2. Okay? Your task. Please write it down. Coastal regulation zone, they can ask you this question this year, coastal regulation zone. They have not asked, the notification has been given in year 2021. You must be ready for all the questions which दो 3 साल पुराने हैं. Ecological sensitive area क्या है ये बताना है. These are buffer areas around national parks, wildlife sanctuaries. और इकोलॉजिकल सेंसिटिव एरियाज मतलब वो एरिया जहां डेवलपमेंट मिनिमम होगी. You need not touch those areas. So one committee recommended 67%, one committee recommended 33%. 33, 34 बात बराबर रखो. Don't go on percentage. एग्जाम में मेंस में भी लिखो तो ऐसे लिखो. Approx. They will never judge you on numbers. They will judge you on your analysis and aptitude. चलो. Moving ahead. Which one of the following best describes the term green washing? पहले कैसे देखते हैं? Conveying a false impression. तो ग्रीन वॉशिंग से हम सोच रहे हैं ब्रेन वॉशिंग. ऐसे ही सोचना एग्जाम में भाई. Don't laugh. These are the jugaru that you must deploy. Conveying a false impression that a company's products are eco-friendly and environmentally sound. लग तो रहा है, ठीक है. Non-inclusion of ecological environmental cost in the annual financial statement of a country. इग्नोरिंग द डिजास्टर्स इकोलॉजिकल कंसिक्वेंसेस व्हाइल अंडरटेकिंग, इसको तो EIA के आसपास बोल रहा है ये, environmental impact assessment, close to that. Making mandatory provisions for environmental cost in a government project program, these two both, right? It is saying greenwashing, consider that this is a product, this is a product. I said that I have created it in a eco-friendly manner, but in true sense, when this product was getting cut, it was not eco-friendly. So I was just making fool out of all of you. Like you see, Fair and Lovely was the cream, the prejudice against that product. So now they have removed the word fair. Now the cream name is something different, Glow and Lovely. Similarly, the greenwashing मतलब बोल रहे हैं कि इकोलॉजिकल फ्रेंडली है, लेकिन वो इकोलॉजिकल फ्रेंडली नहीं है, और वो कस्टमर्स को या लोगों को बेवकूफ बनाने का जरिया है. सो दिस इज द टर्म दैट इज ग्रीन वॉशिंग. इससे क्या, वी ऑल नो, my students who all have undertaken simulator and SFG discussion with me, if there is a question in prelims and the question is one liner and they are asking you कि बताओ इसका मतलब क्या है, or they are asking you what is climate action tracker, what is this, and they are just 4 options like this and you are confused, and even after giving lot of thinking you could not come to a conclusion, and now you are forced to go for a blind guess, then you will go for always A. Arey, don't laugh. These all are conventions that people will exploit. If you will not exploit, you are at loss. Huh. You see, these are the लास्ट में जब कुछ भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, when you have already given up, जब तुक्का ही मारना है, तुक्का ए पे मारना. चलो तुम लोग को दिखाऊंगा अभी. You have counted first today, you saw the answer is 1 A. चलो we will see how many civil services में सबका आंसर A होगा. At least 60% का आंसर A होगा सिविल सर्विसेज के प्रीलिम्स में लास्ट 10 years. चलो you keep counting. ठीक है. Climate action tracker, which monitors the emission reduction pledges of different countries, it monitor करता है emission reduction pledges. Wing of International Panel of Climate Change, ये तो कभी नहीं, ये तो सिर्फ क्या करती है, रिसर्च करती है, हाँ, एंड रिव्यू करती है. डू दे डू प्राइमरी रिसर्च? ओनली सेकेंडरी रिसर्च. Okay, committee under United Nations framework on climate change, maybe, रुक जाओ, agency promoted and financed by, maybe. Now कैसे इसको तुक्का मारेंगे? देखो, again what is the answer? A. Yeah, don't laugh, I'm telling you, these are true facts. You see, people who clear 130, 140, do you think they're talented? Nobody is talented who all clear civil services prelims. सब तुक्का से clear करते हैं. Yes, no one will tell you because now they have cleared. You see, but that is the truth. You must understand this. को समझ में आ रहा है? देखो, इसको समझने भी ऐसा चाहिए था कि डेटाबेस क्रिएटेड. देखो अब it is saying, it is now अब लॉजिक लगा रहे हैं. That was a fun, skipping fun aside. Pledges of different countries. So consider now कि 190 कंट्री होगी, 190 कंट्री की सबकी अपनी अपनी INDC. How many of you do not understand Hindi? Complete Hindi? Okay, so if please point me out if I sometimes flow with the river. Okay, database. So when I remember कि there could be so many pledges, बहुत pledge है, तो मतलब कुछ तो database होना चाहिए ना. तो database created by coalition of research organizations. You see, everywhere you will find कि there are coalition of research organizations whenever it is talking about climate. You will see coming, अभी आगे भी चलेंगे तो इसे क्या सीखे पहले दो चीज कि how to correlate the word in the questions with the word in the options. डेटाबेस से मैंने पकड़ा कि डेटाबेस होना चाहिए, तो आई शुड गो विथ ए, राइट. Moving ahead. Today we'll do only 2 years, 2022 and 2021. So I will go slow today. From tomorrow, I have been given 2 lectures more. So tomorrow we will run and probably go till 9 o'clock. So be ready. If rainforests and tropical forests are the lungs of the earth, then surely wetland functions as its kidney. Which one of the following functions of wetlands best reflects the above statement? सबसे पहले तो हमको समझ में आना है किडनी क्या करती है, सबको पता है. People especially who drink, they must know what is the role of kidney. ठीक है. The water cycle in wetland involves surface runoff, subsoil. It's a complete bogus. Algae from the nutrient base upon which fish crustaceans, bogus. Wetland play vital role in maintaining sedimentation balance. ये एक wetland का significance बताया. This is a, you see here they are talking about significance of wetland. Could you see? When the analogy is related to kidney, they are saying that what is the significance of wetland. So if I see the water cycle, here it is talking about water cycle in wetland. Here it is talking about algae from the nutrient base. यहाँ पे sedimentation and soil stabilization and absorb heavy metals and excess nutrients. This is what the kidney does. Kidney purify our blood by absorbing all the toxic chemicals and elements out of it. तो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है किडनी और इसका काम बराबर दिख रहा है, राइट. दिस वाज अ वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन. ये ऐसी क्वेश्चंस कभी गलती नहीं होनी चाहिए. इफ यू आर डूइंग कमिटिंग मिस्टेक्स इन दीज क्वेश्चंस, you are jeopardizing your possibility of clearing prelims. In the context of WHO air quality guidelines, consider the following statements. पहला स्टेटमेंट देखते ही मन में आता है UPSC always give wrong data most of the times. This was the convention. This was the convention. But UPSC broke the convention. And they have given the, चलो उसको नहीं छोड़ते हैं. मान लो मैंने पहले पढ़ा, I do not know. So how I will approach the 24-hour mean, इसको पढ़ते ही मुझे समझ में आ गया. I will not even read first time. I understood कि मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है डेटा. ये 15 हो, 25 हो, 30 हो, मैं सोचते रहूंगा. I will keep on thinking in the exam, but I will never come to a conclusion कि exactly what is the data. So coming quickly, in a year, the highest levels of ozone pollution occur during the periods of inclement weather. पहले तो ये सोचा inclement weather, आधा से ज्यादा लोग तो अंग्रेजी में गए. Now they will try. So what do you do when you are caught in English? Hindi. Remember this. Always you see, fast में ना your mind does not think. You tell right now you will look Hindi, but in the paper you will not look Hindi and you will move on to the next question. So ingrain these ideas in your mind. So now जब moment आया inclement weather, मतलब मुझे समझ में आ गया कि खराब weather. Inclement weather मतलब cloudy, windy weather. So now my mind should quickly go and think how ozone gets created. Ozone, there are 2 types of ozone: stratospheric ozone, which is good ozone, and ground level ozone, which is bad ozone. Ground level ozone is formed when nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds react under sunlight and stagnant air. अगर inclement weather हो गई तो हवा तो तेज हो गई, and inclement weather can also be cloudy. So this means no sunshine. So this means 2 rejected. 2 rejected, 2 rejected. I have come to know 1 is right, 4 is right. देखो यहाँ से मुझे पता चल गया 1 correct है. I have saved time. I have come to know that 1 is right. So I need not to study now 1. Now I must focus. 4 is right. I need not study 4. Now I have quickly come to 3. PM10 can penetrate the lung barrier and enter the bloodstream. अरे रुक तो भाई. After reading statement, give 10 seconds. क्या logic लगाए? The moment PM10 came, your mind should, please listen. Your mind should think about PM10 and PM2.5. अब PM10 और PM2.5 को हमको पढ़ना होगा. Now I should think which is more smaller. But the question says कि हो सके PM10 भी आ सकता है. But that is wrong. It is PM2.5 can only enter your bloodstream. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए था. This is what Only these two statements you see. Do you see? UPSC did not want you to know this guideline. And now tomorrow you will, next year, candidates will come, they will keep on learning random things, leaving the static part. These two are static part. Formation of ozone and PM10 and PM2.5. But you will keep running on current affairs. And you will keep missing the static part time and again. Don't do such mistakes in civil services. If you want to clear prelims easily with a margin. It is not PM10, it is PM2.5. अब बताओ PM10 और PM2.5, how do they get created? What are the sources? How do you can easily differentiate? दिमाग सोचो पहले. Whenever I ask questions, अपने कॉपी में लिखो. 10 seconds, put some logic, think. No need to hurry up and give right answers. यहाँ पे आंसर नहीं लाना है सही, एग्जाम में लाना है. यहाँ पे गलती करो, डू कमिट मिस्टेक्स हियर इन द क्लास. देखो अब इतना पता चल गया कि PM2.5 इज वेरी स्मॉल एंड वी नो दैट PM10 इज अ बिट लार्जर इन साइज. सो PM2.5 कहां क्रिएट होगा? इट विल गेट क्रिएटेड एट दोज प्लेसेस वेयर फ्यूल्स आर गेटिंग बर्न्ड. कंबशन इंजन, गैसोलीन, पेट्रोल, डीजल, तो PM2.5 क्रिएट होगी. नाउ बर्निंग ऑफ स्टबल बर्निंग, फॉसिल जो भी बाकी जलाओ, PM10. तो अब याद रखोगे कैसे? फ्यूल के बर्निंग से इट इज PM2.5. बेसिक लर्निंग आई विल टेक. स्मॉल इन साइज एंड यू नो फ्यूल्स they burn in molecules. Okay, yes, spray injection, that is a technology. So this means the particles there will be of smaller in size. So this is two basic differences that you need to understand. नहीं करती PM10 penetrate. PM10 उतनी बड़ी नहीं होती, इतनी छोटी नहीं होती. It can penetrate. क्योंकि वो सूर्य की रोशनी में ही बनती है. सूर्य की रोशनी में. इंक्लीमेंट वेदर मतलब बारिश का मौसम, क्लाउडी वेदर, सूर्य की रोशनी नहीं है. जब तक सूर्य की रोशनी नहीं होगी, NOx and volatile organic compounds will not react. It is the sunlight that makes them react between each other and the formation of ozone. सबको पता है? Tropospheric ozone can cause asthma. You see, this air quality index has 8 parameters, 6 parameters. PM10, PM2.5, SOx, NOx, CO and ozone. It is there in the notes. The guidelines will now consider कि next year they do not ask you this. Rather, they ask you which among the following are the parameters under WHO air quality guidelines. Like you see, they have asked this about National Air Quality Ambient, NAQS. तो इससे क्या सीखे हैं? 6 हमेशा रहता है, CO2 कभी नहीं होता. And civil services is very smart. Civil services is not like exam of like IITs and all where they will give you rotation and all. They will give you one option, CO2. Bus. Half of the candidates will not even think that CO2 is not a pollutant. Do you know this? CO2 is not a pollutant. Yes. So they will not do anything. They will not give you random. They will just put one CO2 there and the game is over. And this what they did when they asked the question. Chale? So you will remember PM10, PM2.5 is in all. SOx, NOx सब में होगा. ये चारों सब में है. PM10, PM2.5, SOx and NOx. Rest two will vary, but CO and ozone are always there. बाकी में होगा lead होगा, ammonia होगा, जो भी होंगे. But these 6 are always as the base. ठीक है? CO2 का क्यों नहीं है pollutant? क्योंकि CO2 itself is there in the atmosphere. 0.036%. Okay. If we see the constituent of atmosphere, CO2 is always there, 0.036%. you see, we, हाँ, the father of all greenhouse gas, you can say. No, ऐसे तो SF6 होना चाहिए. But you see, ये सारे pollutions हैं. Okay. CO2 is a natural gas that is available in the atmosphere. It will be formed. But NOx, SOx, these all we are creating in so much larger quantity, which is already not there in the atmosphere. So they are not worried about CO2 because they know CO2 कम करने के लिए बहुत सारे अलग से missions चल रहे हैं. So they mostly focus on these 6, which are more dangerous for health. CO2 is not dangerous for your health. CO2 will trap the heat and will increase the temperature of the atmosphere. But SOx, NOx, they will cause you respiratory problems in old and young age people. So the main focus is on these parameters. Come again, which? मिथेन, क्या बोल रहे हो मिथेन के लिए? यहाँ नहीं, यहाँ पे नहीं आता है मिथेन, क्योंकि देखिए मिथेन भी आपको इतनी डेंजरस, जो आपको तंग करेगी उसके लिए ज्यादा है ना. ये एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स कहाँ के लिए? शहरों के लिए है. शहर में ज्यादा क्या हो रहा है? कम फैक्ट्रीज एंड ऑटोमोबाइल व्हीकल्स, इनसे ज्यादा चीज क्या निकल रही है? PM10, PM2.5, SOx, NOx, ओजोन. And which are these? These are the parameters which will damage your internal more than CH4 and CO2. And you know CH4 and CO2 के लिए तो बहुत सारे initiatives हैं. So they are already trying to curb them. Moving ahead, this was a good question. Very good question, civil services. जिसको दिमाग है ना, वो लोग सही करके आए होंगे. अरे हाँ भाई, दिमाग रखना पड़ेगा सिविल सर्विसेज में. रट्टा लगा के ये मत सोचो कि रट्टा लगा के सिविल सर्विसेज निकालोगे. प्लीज. विथ रेफरेंस टू गुच्ची, समटाइम्स मेंशन्ड इन द न्यूज. ठीक है. इट इज अ फंगस, आई डोंट नो. आई हैव हर्ड दिस नेम फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. ठीक. इट ग्रोज इन सम हिमालयन फॉरेस्ट एरियाज. क्या पता होता हो. ये तो इसने नहीं, दे आर नॉट सेइंग टारगेटेड लाइक ईस्टर्न और वेस्टर्न, दे आर सेइंग सम. इसको तो मैं सही मानूंगा ही मानूंगा. तो इसको जब सही माना तो इसको हटाया, इसको हटा दिया. नाउ आई हैव, फिर वही गेम पे आ गया. गेम इज अगेन बैक. ईदर वन ऑफ देम इज करेक्ट. इट इज कॉमर्शियली कल्टिवेटेड इन द हिमालयन फुटहिल्स ऑफ नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न इंडिया. अगर कॉमर्शियली कल्टिवेटेड होता तो नाम कभी क्यों नहीं सुने होते यार? दैट इज गुड लॉजिक. आज के समय में इफ इट वुड हैव बीन कॉमर्शियली कल्टिवेटेड, कभी ना कभी तो कोई ना कोई तो नाम कोई सुनता. एनीथिंग. Commercial cultivation is on large scale, right? And so it is wrong. It is, and even अगर मैं सिर्फ इस तुक्के से काट रहा हूं इसको, even if I don't know it is a fungus or not, or maybe you see they are very smart. They knew कि because of this some people will do it correct, and now they knew कि यहाँ commercially cultivated है, यहाँ north eastern India है, और यहाँ fungus है. और देखो ऑप्शन कैसे बनाए, 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. They want you to come down to 50-50. Look, this is how you should think when you are looking for, if you are saying you are coming here for analysis, this is the analysis you should do. और exam में भी quick सोचना. The moment you quickly read this, you see what people do, they will only read this. And then they say कि मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, what to do? No, read this and eliminate the options. Okay? So you see, it is a fungus. You see, some actress, I don't know why did it appeared in the paper. Some actress ate it and she posted it on Instagram. That is, I think, random. क्या पता examiner ने देखा होगा. Was a follower of that person on Instagram. हाँ? मोदी जी आज यूपीएससी की बात खाए. आपसे तो ऐसा हो कि आपसे जो भी मोदी जी करेंगे सब आएगा. 2020 also. We're just making fun. You see, last year 2 questions were there on Modi ji visit. And if Modi ji इसको भी खाएं तो 3 question हो गए. ठीक है, तो be ready. Keep following him. He is the new celebrity of India. It is a good question. Which of the following is not a bird? Simple में 2 नंबर उठा के भागना है. ठीक है। स्पून बिल, बिल बोलते हम समझ ले रहे हैं कि इट कैन नॉट बी, इज नॉट अ बर्ड, इट इज अ बर्ड। स्पून बिल, यू सी देर आर बिल, प्लेटिक क्या बोलते हैं, हॉर्न बिल, एक और है सिलेंडर बिल। सो इसको तो मैंने हटा दिया, ठीक। देखो इसमें क्या हटाना क्या है, नाउ यू आर ट्रैप्ड इन दीज थ्री, एंड यू नो वी ऑल नो गोल्डन मसीर वाज इन न्यूज, इट इज endangered. Oh, third, you see the third option today. I am visiting ninth question and 3 questions we can see that A is the answer. Single liner 4 statement, तुक्का मारने पे 6 नंबर तो इधर ही आ गया। चलो चलो, let us see the, open your handouts. You see I have given you all the 4 animals के बारे में। गोल्डन महसीर कहां कहां मिलती है, हिमालयन फुटहिल्स, इंडस, गंगा, ब्रह्मपुत्र, कावेरी, Tambraparini and Kosi. Kaveri is famous. Underline Kaveri. It is famous in Kaveri. IUCN is endangered. Indian nightjar, complete South Asia and Indian subcontinent. Okay, it is least concern. Spoonbill, इसको यूरेशियन स्पूनबिल बोलते हैं. It is found in every continent except Antarctica. And then white ibis. White ibis is a बाहर की पक्षी है, इंडिया वाले को बोलते हैं ब्लैक नेक्ड इबिस, ब्लैक हेडेड इबिस. ओके, यू सी देयर इज अ स्टेटमेंट, इट इज द ओनली नेटिव ibis species in its range that has an overall white plumage with a black neck and head. Underline this statement. It is the only species. Okay, done. At what time do you all take break? You all take no breaks. वाह, मतलब do you all have such much consistency? सही, चलो तब. Which one of the following are nitrogen fixing plants? This was a moderate question. इसमें बस एक ही hook है. One who would have caught that hook, it was easy. देखो स्पाइनेज साग है, ठीक, वी ऑल नो. क्या बोलते हो, कौन सा, पालक. अगर पालक लेग्यूमिनस होता तो बहुत पहले से पता होता सबको. You see mustard, you know mustard is leguminous. Yes, so you see why do they grow mustard? When they grow rice they will grow mustard, then they will grow some other crops. So leguminous का काम क्या होता है, नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिंग प्लांट्स का. Between 2 crops you have to, बीच में you cultivate another crop so that you can renew the fertility of the soil. Okay, जिसको ये पता था उसको आंसर ही आ गया. अरे इसका ये नहीं होना, ऐसे नहीं चलना है भाई. That is only for that format. This is a altogether different set of question. Alfalfa is a grass. Remember, it is father of nitrogen fixation. Okay, so alfalfa is naturally found in Pampas grassland, Argentina, but it has been reintroduced in the steppes grassland as well because of its nitrogen fixing capability. Even India has introduced it. Okay, amaranth. अमरंथ एक तरह का पौधा है जिसको खाया भी जाता है, बट इट इज नॉट अ नाइट्रोजन फिक्सिंग प्लांट. चिकपी सबको पता है, दाल, तूर, अरहर, तूर की दाल. क्लोवर, रेड क्लोवर, इट इज अ फ्लावर, इट इज ऑल्सो नॉट लेग्यूमिनस. सॉरी, क्लोवर इज लेग्यूमिनस, इट इज अ लेग्यूम प्लांट. पर्सलेन कुल्फा इज नॉट लेग्यूमिनस. It is a weed that spreads quickly. ये weed होता है. You see, I have given you all in the handouts. This is how you will read all the environment ecology previous year's papers. Every option को छानना है. Do not leave just by knowing that alpha, chickpea and clover. What about these three? What if next year one of the options again there is amaranth? So you must be ready. बायोरॉक टेक्नोलॉजी देख लो, चौथा आ गया. Same year, environment ecology. Out of this question, 4 questions. What is biorock tech? Chalo, let me teach you coral reefs. Coral reefs are important. So let us revise coral reefs. Coral reefs are submarine landforms. Coral reefs होते क्या हैं? It is made up of 2 things. Coral polyps. This is organism. It is white in color. It is made up of CaCO3. And okay. इसके साथ क्या होता है? एक एल्गी. इसका नाम है zooxanthellae. They both live in symbiotic relationship. ये इसको क्या देता है? शेल्टर एंड कलर. ओके, ये कलर देता है इसको. शेल्टर, ये क्या करती है? फूड देती है. ओके. You see, what are the 5 conditions for the formation of coral reefs? Temperature is 21 to 29 degrees centigrade. Salinity is 33 to 38 ppm. Shallow water, 200 to 250 meter depth. You will remember, whenever they ask you about coral reefs, 3 are the trinity: D, depth, salinity, टेम्परेचर. बाकी कोई भी क्राइटेरिया बताओ, इसी का कॉरोलरी होगा. फ्रेश वाटर, सैलिनिटी, राइट. इट इज नॉट फाउंड नियर माउथ ऑफ रिवर्स, salinity. Okay, then it also requires moving waters. Why does it require moving water? अरे बताओ यार, why does it require moving water? These are the logics that you should remember. हाँ, अपवेलिंग कहां से आ गया भाई? कोरल रीफ्स में अपवेलिंग आएगा तो कोल्ड टेम्परेचर बदल गया, तो जहां अपवेलिंग होगा वहां कोरल रीफ्स नहीं मिलेगी. Remember, the areas where upwellings are there, coral reefs cannot be found because the temperature is low. So tell me, why does it require moving water? अरे कोरल रीफ्स के पोर्ट्स प्लॉग हो जाएंगे बालुओं से. So moving water comes and keeps on cleaning it and keeps on exposing the surface. So jada sedimentation is also harmful for coral reefs. Like you see the case study of Gujarat, Gulf of Kutch, where coral reefs have died in significant number. Or Andaman and Nicobar, you see there is a timber industry in Andaman and Nicobar. So जब लकड़ी को काटते हैं तो उसमें sawdust निकलता है, which are minute. Those sawdust have clogged the coral reefs of Andaman and Nicobar, and thus coral bleaching is taking place. Okay, so remember these. Moving ahead, types of coral reefs you all know. चलो मैं एक कहानी बता देता हूं. They have not 2 questions they have not asked, which we will see today. कोरल रिफ्स कैसे बनता है देखो पहले. द आइडिया वाज गिवन बाय डार्विन. वी ऑल नो डार्विन, द गॉड ऑफ एवोल्यूशन. इसके ही कारण हम लोग इतना पढ़ रहे हैं. यू सी, कंसीडर दिस इज अ लैंड. देयर आर 3 टाइप्स ऑफ कोरल रिफ्स. कंसीडर दिस इज ए माउंटेन, सबमरीन माउंटेन. As per Darwin's subsidence theory, they can ask you, tell me, Darwin's subsidence theory is related to what? Or daily glacial control theory. Daily glacial control theory. Write these 2 names. बस याद रखो कि दोनों कोरल रीफ्स के फॉर्मेशन को एक्सप्लेन करती है. They both explain the formation of coral reefs. Darwin's subsidence theory, daily glacial control theory. People, I will give you a break of 10 minutes. I need break if you don't need break. ठीक है? बायो रॉक, पहले इसको तो किए नहीं थे हम लोग, इसको कैसे तोड़ना था एग्जाम में? How were we supposed to break it down once you did not know what is bio, and this is the first time you have come across this word? Bio को rock बना रहा है. Development of building material using plant residue. Identification of areas for exploration, extraction of shale gas. Providing salt licks for wild animals in forest protected areas. इसको तो हटा दो. Development of building materials using plant residue. Bio और rock. This is also very confusing. प्लांट से हम लोग बायो सोच लेंगे, बिल्डिंग मटेरियल से रॉक सोच लेंगे, राइट? वी कैन इजिली कम अप, हंसो नहीं, एग्जाम में बहुत सारे किए होंगे लोग. दिस इज व्हाई दे हैव गिवन दिस स्टेटमेंट, और दे कुड हैव गिवन एनी अदर स्टेटमेंट इन द एग्जाम. आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ एरियाज, ये भी हटा दो. तो बायो रॉक, यू नो दीज टू आर द मोर दिस, बट इसमें एक और भी लगाना था. एक तो हम लोग का अपना फंडा है ही, ए, लेकिन दूसरा क्या है? अगर कोरल रीफ दिख गया ऑप्शन में तो कोरल रीफ ही मारेंगे. कोरल, यू सी, अरे 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 तुम लोग हंसो नहीं, दीज आर ट्रू. यू सी, इफ इन ऑप्शन विजयनगर एम्पायर इज देयर एंड यू डोंट नो, विजयनगर मार के आओ. अरे आई क्लियर प्रीलिम्स ऑल दिस थिंग. हम लोग सब यही करते थे. यू सी, विजयनगर एम्पायर वाज द ओनली हिंदू एम्पायर इन द साउथ इंडिया. So Indian institutions are obsessed with such institution. So you will see whether they do ask Bahmanid Sultanate, कुछ भी पूछे नहीं पूछे, they will ask you Vijayanagar. Alternate 2 to 3 years. And even in NCRT, Vijayanagar Empire has been given in broad, very, they have defined it very properly. तो correlate करो सबको भाई. And similarly एक और भी logic होता है बुद्धिज्म एंड जैनिज्म में. एक साल बुद्धिज्म तो अगले साल जैनिज्म में मारेंगे, जैनिज्म गया फिर अगले साल बुद्धिज्म में मारना. यू सी, यू दीज टू टॉपिक्स यू रीड बट यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू कंप्लीट इट. चलो, हियर द इज डार्विन का सबसिडेंस थ्योरी. द लैंड विल सबसाइड. सबसाइड करेगा तो सबसे पहले क्या होते हैं? कोरल रीफ्स ऐसे बनते हैं. तो इसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? फ्रिंजिंग रीफ. फ्रिंजिंग रीफ मतलब the reefs have just developed along the fringes. Okay, now the land और नीचे गई. Now land has gone a bit subsided. So now you see here is fresh water, moving water, right? अगर कोरल रीफ ऐसे है, ये जमीन है, तो फ्रेश वाटर इधर है, तो पोर्स आर मोर ओपन दिस साइड रादर देन दिस साइड. So now when they know कि we will not survive beyond a certain depth and they know that the land is going down, so what will happen? Now they will start growing disproportionately outside say, because now there is a competition. The rate at which the land is subsiding down, they must grow at a greater pace than the rate of which it is falling down. So now these are barrier reef. Okay, Great Barrier Reef, Australia. Okay, they are parallel to this land. ये साइड व्यू हुआ. इसका अगर मैं टॉप व्यू दिखाऊं, consider this is X point. Consider this is X. It will look like this. Barrier reefs, parallel to the coast. Okay, and what are atolls? Okay, is it visible this side? हाँ. Atolls है कि the land has completely gone below, and this is how corals have survived. Here there will be proper lagoon. अगर पूछा जाए सबसे अच्छा लगून किसमें बनता है, it is atolls. There is proper lagoon formation in atolls, and there are palm trees here. You see hotels, and they will be created here. Lakshadweep. Done. Threats to coral reefs. Turn to page 12. You write yellow band disease. It is in news. किस्मत साथ रहेगी तो इस बार आएगा भी. It was found first in which country? Along which coast it was first discovered, this disease? Acha, how many of you have properly read yellow band disease? Once you came to know that coral reef is one of the favorite topics of civil services, and you all came across the name yellow band disease, how many of you comprehensively researched it? So बताओ, is it a reversible or irreversible damage to coral reefs? Irreversible होता है, एक बार हो गया तो गया. And it was first discovered along the coast of Thailand. ठीक है, चलो. Now what is coral bleaching? कोरल ब्लीचिंग में क्या होता है? कंसिडर कोरल्स एंड zooxanthellae as partners. Zooxanthellae becomes irritated because of something. टेम्परेचर राइज, सैलिनिटी राइज, डेप्थ बढ़ जाना, सेडिमेंटेशन होना, any kind of infection आना, disease आना. Zooxanthellae leaves the coral and moves away. Is it reversible or irreversible? It is reversible. If the damage is removed, the stress conditions are removed, Zooxanthellae will come back to its partner. Okay, do you all understand this? Chalo, coral bleaching में एक report है, Clive Wilkinson report, underline it. This was the first they can ask you. Clive Wilkinson report is related to which of the following? This report in 1998 was the first to bring the attention of coral bleaching across the globe. So this is an important report, Clive Wilkinson. Now you read causes of coral bleaching. Causes. Any doubt in the causes? No doubt. Second one है solar irradiance. मतलब वही कि सोलर इंसोलेशन बढ़ जाना, यानी कि टेम्परेचर इज राइजिंग. इट इज रिलेटेड टू टेम्परेचर ओनली. ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट इज बायोरॉक टेक्नोलॉजी? आखिर बायोरॉक टेक्नोलॉजी थी क्या? यू सी कोरल रीव्स आर डाइंग. ओके, सो व्हाट दे डू, दे विल टेक अ सम काइंड ऑफ एलिमेंट, एक रॉड लेके जाएंगे, and what they will do, they will pass low voltage electricity out of the rod. Now consider this is the rod, I am passing low voltage electricity. What it does, it will concretize the जो भी CaCO3 पानी में होगा, that CaCO3 will get converted into solid and will start depositing along the rod, and slowly and gradually what will happen, this rod will look like coral polyp, and zooxanthellae will think that these are coral polyps and they will come for a symbiotic relationship. And this is how they are planning to boost the growth of coral reefs along the margins of India. And this question was from Gulf of Kutch. Gujarat government has undertaken this project, BioRock technology. Sea level rise से होगा ना, depth होता है ना 200 to 250 depth. Yes, it will damage coral reefs. It will lead to coral bleaching. हाँ, coral bleaching होगा. Moving ahead, Miyawaki method. Miyawaki promotion of commercial farming. देखो यहाँ गलत हो गया. Right? Out of 12, we saw 4 and 1 we saw that the logic is not applicable. So go with the convention. Development of gardens using genetically modified flora. Harvesting wind energy on coastal area. You see, if you don't know this, you know nothing. कुछ भी करो, all options, it is difficult. Miyawaki is a Japanese name. हाँ? कर तुम मारो, फिर -2/3 लेके आना. It is Miyawaki method. You see, we know in urban areas deforestation has occurred at a very great pace, and we all know that the mortality of the species, plant species that are planted are very high. आप लोगों ने देखा होगा, रोड के किनारे अगर 10 पेड़ में सिर्फ 2 ही 3 बचते हैं, rest all die. The mortality rate is very high. So this method has been designed in such a way that high density forest areas within urban areas can be created within a few shorter duration of time. high density forest within urban areas, in short duration of time. यानी कि देखो इसमें होता क्या है, we all know trees compete with each other for sunlight. तो जिसको पहले मिल जाता है, we know tropical forest में there are 3 layered of forest, we all know. And we know कि epiphytes go up just to get a sunlight. These are epiphytes, also called the marker for equatorial forest, rainforest. Miyawaki method में what they do, the nursery plantation that they create, first they will keep it under shade. See, 40% sunlight में 60% sunlight will be cut off. Only 40% sunlight will come. Okay, for 2 to 3 months. Then for the next 2 to 3 months, only 40%, 60% sunlight. And now they will go and plant it in the open area. Now they have made it resistant to shade. They have ensured that these species evolve under shade, so that when they are planted here, the mortality rate is low. Because sunlight ki competition hogi. Like you all are competing for few posts. So, who all have burnt themselves to a very greater extent on their chair and table? जो अपने रूम में चेयर एंड टेबल पे ज्यादा बैठा होगा उस दिन वही अच्छा करेगा. The Miyawaki method is well known for this. Of forest growing, the answer is creation of mini forest in urban areas. Can we take a 5-minute gap? आप लोग पानी पी सकते हैं तब तक. Moving on to the next question. Any doubt until now? कोई doubt पूछ सकते हो? Someone asked me that this method. आवाज ज्यादा है क्या? अब ठीक है? That the method that we were saying that A option सही होगा, it is not just for environment and ecology. This is for the complete 100 questions of civil services. Okay? तुक्का मारने का ट्रिक बता रहा हूं भाई. पहले लॉजिक लगाना फिर तुक्का मारना. Wetlands. You see, we all are confused now. 75 wetlands are there. What to remember, what not to remember? So you will remember the first 25 wetlands जो पहले थी. You see, after 2019, the numbers have increased drastically. Before 2019, and you see all 5 are from that before 2019. They did not ask the single new one. Hokera is in Jammu and Kashmir. What are the other? Surinsar Mansari, Somorari. Yes. Come, quickly settle down. Renuka is in Himachal Pradesh. It is a dam. Rudrasagar, only lake Ramsar wetland in Tripura. Sastamkota is in Kerala. Sastamkota, Vembanad and Astamudi. So the best way to remember wetland is to remember through states. Highest number of wetland is in which state? Second highest. Tamil Nadu has 14, UP has 10. So अगर ये मैं 14-10 हटा दूं तो first how you will remember? Remember those wetlands जिस state में एक है. Okay? Then we will move on to those states which have higher number. So that at least we'll have basic idea how to eliminate the option. Understood? You see, I have given you the definition of wetland as per the Ramsar Convention and the concept of wise use. Remember, the concept of wise use is related to which of the following ecosystems? If they ask you this question, the concept of wise use is related to wetlands. It has been defined under Ramsar Convention. Okay? And then you see, I have given you a map. In that, Bihar Kavartal Lake is important. It is the largest oxbow lake in Asia. We all know what are oxbow lakes. ठीक है. You will remember Koleru Lake. You will read Chilika. You will remember Palikat is not a Ramsar wetland. They have asked Palikat once in prelims 2018. But Palikat is not a Ramsar wetland. ठीक है? Moving ahead. Chalo, this is a good question. The Climate Group is an international non-profit organization that drives climate action by building large networks and run them. The International Energy Agency, in partnership with the Climate Group, launched a global initiative, EP100. EP brings together leading companies committed to driving innovation in energy efficiency, increasing competitiveness while delivering on emission reduction goals. Some Indian companies are members of EP100. The International Energy Agency is the secretariat to the Under 2 coalition. How are you going to, now you don't, neither I know EP100, nor I have heard Under 2 coalition. How am I going to solve this question? The loophole is here. अगर EP100 का मतलब ये बता रही है तुमको सिविल सर्विसेज, तो इंटरनेशनल एनर्जी एजेंसी किसके लिए है? ऑयल. ओके, तो फिर वो you know there are lobbies internationally and nationally also, lobbies work. ये प्रमोट करेगी फॉसिल फ्यूल्स को, तो आयरीना प्रमोट करेगी रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी को. Bali Declaration of IRENA 2019. I hope you all know Bali Declaration. चलो पढ़ लेना. So International Energy Agency तो नहीं करेगी. Why will International Energy Agency commit to driving innovation in energy efficiency? This is wrong. So if I am wrong, two. Done. So now Climate Group is indeed a coalition, international non-profit organization, where governments, NGOs, civil society groups all have come together. Okay? Under 2 coalition is initiative of Climate Group. Okay, and some Indian companies, तो some का तो मतलब होगा ही कुछ ना कुछ, एक भी है तब भी some होगा. So this is right. So here what we needed to find, International Energy. This is why they wrote International Energy Agency. They could have written anything here. They could have written anything here, but they wrote International Energy Agency. Why? Because they want you to apply some mind. They want you to know what is the purpose of International Energy Agency. Okay? तो क्या मतलब समझे? पढ़ना जरूरी नहीं है, दिमाग लगाना ज्यादा जरूरी है एग्जाम में. कितना भी पढ़ लो, you will not be able to know more than 45 questions in prelims. That is a guarantee. You will not be able to know more than 45 questions in prelims. 45 से 80 का गेम चलेगा दिमाग पे. यही गेम होता है सिविल सर्विसेज. One who qualify and one who do not qualify. Here 90% of the students would be facing the problem of 50-50, right? 50-50 पे आके गलत हो जा रहा है. Every students come and say the same thing, because the game is really here. And they will tell you कि look closely. Don't ऊपर से मत पढ़ो, ध्यान से पढ़ो. चलो, remember EP100 I have given you in notes. EP100, Under 2 coalition, Climate Group, everything. What they do, what is their role? Consider this time they will ask you Under 2 coalition only. Okay? Temperature कम करना. Moving ahead. With reference to polyethylene terephthalate, this is also a very good question. फिर देखना कैसे लॉजिक पे बनाया है. नहीं पता है polyethylene terephthalate क्या होता है? किसको पता है ये? अरे ये है polyethylene terephthalate. PET bottles. This is why they ask this question. A ubiquitous plastic. They will not ask you some random plastic which you are using every day. Its fibers can be blended. ठीक है, मुझे नहीं पता. With wool and cotton fibers to reinforce their properties, maybe. Containers made of it can be used to store any alcohol beverage. अरे बॉटल्स मेड ऑफ इट कैन बी रिसाइकल्ड इनटू अदर प्रोडक्ट्स, सही बात है, हम लोगों ने देखा है। रैग पिकर्स दे कीप कलेक्टिंग दिस बॉटल, वहां से लॉजिक लगाते हैं, कलेक्ट, कुछ तो रिसाइकलिंग हो रहा है तभी जमा करते हैं, कुछ तो पर्पस है। सो आई एम सेइंग दैट 3 इज राइट। द मोमेंट 3 इज राइट, आई हैव रिमूव्ड दिस, आई हैव कम टू नो दैट 4 इज, वो तो ऐसे भी दिख रहा है, विदाउट कॉजिंग एनी ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशन। सो नाउ आई एम स्टक विथ 1 एंड 2। 1 एंड 2 में कैन ज्यादा अच्छा है कि एनी ज्यादा अच्छा है? कैन। अरे ये वैसा ए नहीं भाई, this is not that A. You see, do you need to know polyethylene terephthalate now? No, you need not know polyethylene terephthalate, but you need to have a open mind. इसमें क्यों नहीं होता? इथाइल ग्लाइकोल होती है एक चीज, इथाइल ग्लाइकोल। Higher, you see, people who all go to parties, marriages in Bihar, now what they do? Liquor is prohibited. They mix liquor in these bottles. Okay, and then they enjoy the parties so that police cannot catch. So I think they have asked the question from there. Any alcoholic beverage? No. With as the temperature rises, this will leach into the alcohol from the plastic. This is why it is dangerous. Okay, any भी, कोई भी any तो हो ही नहीं सकता, मतलब any alcoholic beverage क्या मतलब है? ठीक है? And its fibers are blended and it releases furans and everything, different kind of greenhouse gases. Done? ठीक है? Consider the following. Excess of which of the above in the environment is our causes of acid rain? Excess of which? Easy question. We know acid rain दो ही होता है, H2SO4 and HNO3. This is formed from SOX plus H2O. This is formed from NOx plus H2O. So now tell me, H2O plus CO2, H2CO3, is it acidic acid? Acid rain? Weak acid है तो acid rain है? No, this is not acid rain. Remember, H2CO, formation of H2 3 does not amount to acid rain because it is a weak acid and these two are strong acids. Done? Acid rain का मतलब समझ में आ गया सबको? Among the following crops, which one of the is the most important anthropogenic source of both methane and nitrous oxide? People who are confused for this question, we know methane कहां से रिलीज होगी? एनएरोबिक डिकम्पोजिशन होना चाहिए, ठीक? एनएरोबिक, देखो लॉजिक लगा के बढ़ो। एवरी क्वेश्चन आई विल लुक, यहां पे देखा, पहले सोचा कि मीथेन देखता हूं रिलीज कैसे होती है। anaerobic decomposition, this means there should be water, right, which will restrict the access of oxygen. तो इसका मतलब है इन चारों में पानी बहुत होना चाहिए। तो सबसे पहले मैंने तो वीट को हटाया, कॉटन को हटाया, इन दोनों में रखा। एंड वी नो बोथ आर वाटर गजलिंग क्रॉप्स, सो व्हाई नॉट सुगरकेन, व्हाई राइस? यस, इट रिमेन्स वाटर लॉक्ड कंडीशंस। सुगरकेन वाटर लॉक्ड कंडीशन में नहीं होता, इट नीड्स वाटर, बट राइस में पानी जमा होती है। ओके, सो द आंसर इज राइस। ओके, 50% एग्रीकल्चर से 60% नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड। टोटल ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशंस एग्रीकल्चर से 10 to 20% होती है, उसमें से 50% मिथेन है, 60% नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड है। ओके, prelims 2022 is done, 17 questions. You see, this is very easy subject. You may find it difficult, people who have not read it, but people who have interest and who have read it, these are low hanging fruits in the prelims. पता है 10 seconds it you will take it, 5 seconds, पता है 5 सेकेंड्स, इसमें दिमाग लगाना होगा. नाउ वी विल सी नेशनल पार्क्स एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंक्चुरीज. वंस यू नो, यू नो. यू डोंट नो, यू डोंट नो. मूविंग. चलो. The United Nations Capital Development Fund and the Arbor Day Foundation have recently recognized Hyderabad as City of the World. 2020 बोल रहा है. Hyderabad was selected for the recognition for a year following its commitment to grow and maintain the urban forest. Tree City of the World बोल रहा है तो urban forest तो होगा ही. हैदराबाद बोल रहा है तो ये तो सही है. Now I am confused कि how have they given this name correct? Right? Remember, whenever they give you the name of the institution, you must think twice. Institution name गलत है कि सही है. Generally, what they do? Wrong. तो दूसरा तुक्का क्या होगा? Institutions को mostly we will consider wrong, and it is wrong. It is United Nations का FAO and Arbor Day Foundation. Arbor Day is क्या है? Arbor Day Foundation क्या है? NGO है. US based NGO which is involved in planting of trees across the world. फिर से बोलना. हैदराबाद was selected. ये तो पता होना चाहिए था. इसमें कोई तुक्का नहीं मार सकते थे. मैं इसलिए अर्बन फॉरेस्ट ट्री बोला. हैदराबाद होगी क्योंकि अर्बन फॉरेस्ट होगा. Okay, and Hyderabad is a fact based. That is for 2021. 2020 only Hyderabad was there. 2021 both cities are there, Mumbai as well as Hyderabad. Chalo. The climate smart village approach in India is a part of a project led by Climate Change, Agriculture and Food Security. एक institution का नाम है ये. ठीक है? The project of CES is carried. फिर एक institution का नाम है ये. इंटरनेशनल क्रॉप रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट फिर का नाम है ये. अब बताओ, तीनों को गलत तो मान ही नहीं सकते. ऑल थ्री आर देयर. देखो इसमें ऐसा है कि दिस क्वेश्चन इज अ डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर प्रीलिम्स. राइट? कोई लॉजिक नहीं लगा सकते हैं. दीज ऑल थ्री आर फैक्ट बेस्ड. ये इसके अंडर काम करता है, ये इसके अंडर है, ये इसका प्रोजेक्ट है. डन. नो मतलब है कि अगर पता है तो पता है, नहीं पता है तो व्हाट टू डू? स्किप. क्विकली स्किप ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. पढ़ते ही मुझे दिख गया कि मैंने यही नहीं कभी सुना है नाम. ये क्विकली शिफ्ट ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. द आंसर इज 1 2 3 ऑल. क्लाइमेट स्मार्ट विलेज क्या है? Those practices which will make agriculture monsoon proof. We all know what is monsoon proofing, where agriculture is no more dependent on the vagaries of monsoon or the rising temperature rise. These are climate smart village. मतलब समझ रहे हो climate smart village क्या है? Where they will promote agroforestry, where they will promote regional method of water irrigation methods, traditional water harvesting infrastructures, right? Organic farming, zero budget natural farming. These all are the components of it. The project, and this is indeed what is, it is an international research program. Open up the handouts. CCAFS, CGIAR and ICRISAT. You must remember ICRISAT. You see, ICRISAT में मैंने 5 crops के नाम दिए हैं. ये मैंने site से उठाया है. I picked it from the site. 5 highly nutritious drought tolerant crops. What if next year they ask you which among the following is the main areas of research for ICRISAT? So you will remember, and we know pulse, millet and sorghum are in use because of millet. So we must be ready for such kind of questions as well. Its headquartered is in Hyderabad, Telangana. Is an international institution. जिसका India में होगा center. It becomes important for civil services. So ICRISAT I have given. Please read. कहाँ काम करती है? Drylands of Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. They can ask you. They can tell you that they work across the world, which is wrong. You see, which are the 2 areas of priority? Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay. चलो. Consider the following kinds of organisms. Which of the following are primary producers in the food chain of ocean? We all know what are primary producers. जो sunlight लेगा और खाना बनाएगा, right? So they are known as autotrophs. Okay. What are heterotrophs? Which will depend on other organisms for food, जो खुद से खाना नहीं बनाएगा. What are copepods? अब इसको कैसे बनाओगे? हाँ, साइनोबैक्टीरिया आपको पता है, ब्लू ग्रीन एल्गी, पानी पे जो ग्रीनिश टाइप जमी रहती है. ऑल द वेटलैंड्स, यू विल सी ऑल द वेटलैंड्स ऑफ इंडिया आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम दिस. तो साइनोबैक्टीरिया तो पता है सबको. दिस इज द ओल्डेस्ट लिविंग फॉसिल इन द वर्ल्ड, राइट? जब धरती बन रही थी, when the earth was getting formed, it was this that released oxygen in the atmosphere. Okay, so this is the oldest living fossil in the world, cyanobacteria. So I know cyanobacteria is there. So now I can see this has been removed, this has been removed. Now I know कि foraminifera तो नहीं है. Foraminifera क्या होता है? डीप बेस्ड ऑर्गेनिज्म है, समुद्र में नीचे रहती है. तो फिर तो सनलाइट तो जाएगा नहीं. देयर इज नो सनलाइट, राइट? सो दे आर फॉर्म्ड इन एपोटिक जोन. Diatoms are primary producers. Okay. Copepods are crustaceans. Diatoms are photosynthetic algae. Okay. They are made up of silica, siliceous atoms. Consider the following. This is a very good question. जो लोग बस are aware about nature. To reduce the chance of being captured by predators, which of the above organism roll up and protect its their vulnerable parts? Pangolin तो सबको पता है, तुरंत अंदर जाते हैं. You all will read pangolins. Pangolins are the most trafficked animal in the world. So you will read pangolins के different क्या वो हैं, characteristics हैं. Why this question is important? You see, from 2018 they are asking adaptations of plants and animals. Okay, sometimes they ask adaptation of plants, sometimes they ask adaptation of animal. This is adaptation of animals against their predators. Hedgehog क्या होता है? It is also a spiny kind of organisms. It also does the same thing as pangolin does. Hedgehog are similar to porcupines. You all know porcupines? Hedgehog is similar. And marmot is a squirrel. तो squirrel तो हम लोग जानते हैं कैसा दिखता है. It cannot protect itself against any predators. So the answer is pangolin and hedgehog. I have given you, please read it. Okay. I am very sorry, pangolin के अंदर I have given you a note on porcupines. Please cut the complete. Just now I have seen. Please cut the complete. Those are porcupines, not pangolin. ठीक है? With reference to the New York Declaration on Forest, it was first endorsed at the United Nations Climate Summit. It endorses a global timeline to end the loss of forest. It is legally binding. It is endorsed by government, big companies, and indigenous communities. India was one of the signatories at its inception. देखो यहाँ पे कितना अच्छा लॉजिक है. You see, they are saying it is a timeline to end the loss of forest, and the present government is giving andhadhun environmental clearance. So do you think India will sign such declarations which are legally binding? तीनों का हमको भी inconsistent. I will find inconsistency in the statement. If it is saying legally binding है, and it is saying that it is saying global timeline to end the loss of forest, and we know India is a developing country where we need to develop more and more. So now we know कि more there will be greater amount of deforestation in India, and so why you see New York, USA, पूरी development हो चुकी है. Now they don't need to create any manufacturing industries. Their industries are sitting idle. because of the economic recession slowdown. But we need to create more industries, तो हमको जंगल काटना होगा. तो इंडिया तो नहीं हो सकती इंसेप्शन में. फिफ्थ नहीं होगा, फिफ्थ नहीं होगा. So I have come to know 4 is correct, 4 is correct. It is endorsed, generic statement, definitely. Now I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. Tell me what should be there. A. It is a voluntary. Why will you, any government will sign any legally binding, वो भी forest के लिए? Do you think? अगर वो लोग बाइंडिंग करेंगे, none of the LDC or the developing economies will sign. Only developed economies will sign who already have seen or bypassed the developmental process, where now they don't have to cut forest, rather they are promoting afforestation on a larger scale. Understood? The answer is 1, 2 and 4. It cannot be legally binding. It is voluntary based. And यहाँ पे ये सही है भाई, please. The institution name is correct. So your task, research on United Nations Climate Summit. Mark it there. You will go and you will research on United Nations Climate Summit. What is Climate Summit? What are the other initiatives undertaken in this summit 2014? What are the अगले किस किस साल में हुआ है Climate Summit? ठीक है? This is how you are supposed to research. चलते हैं. Magnetite particles suspected to cause neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants. ठीक है? चलो पहले इसको देखते हैं. Such type of questions you generally see all the options are correct. कब? जब नहीं पता चल रहा है. When I am reading time and again and I am seeing that I am not able to deduce what exactly could be the answer, I will go with D, all. लेकिन देखो यहाँ पे एक ये दे दिया. अगर माइक्रोवेव में ये आ रहा है तो ये दिस मीन्स वी आर ईटिंग एवरीडे मैग्नेटाइट पार्टिकल, विच इज नॉट पॉसिबल. सो फर्स्ट लॉजिक से मैंने माइक्रोवेव हटाया, आंसर ही आ गया. I need not to know what is magnetite particle. Just keep magnetite से पता चल रहा है hematite, magnetite. It is iron based something. One, this they will give you in all the options. One they will give you. Who has that sharp mind to catch that one option and to find the answer? हाँ? तो माइक्रोवेव स्टोव्स बोल रहा है ना, माइक्रोवेव के स्टोव के अंदर. तो माइक्रोवेव स्टोव के अंदर लोहे की पार्टिकल्स क्यों होगी पोल्यूटेंट में? सो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इन्वेंशन इट इज दैट इट इज प्रमोटिंग मैग्नेटाइट पार्टिकल्स एज अ फूड सोर्स? इम्पॉसिबल. टेलीफोन लाइन से कैसे निकलेगा? टेलीफोन लाइंस. This means if it is releasing magnetite particles, this means it will get eroded slowly and gradually. ऐसा ही होगा. बाकी तीनों से होते हैं. I have given you in the handouts. ठीक है? देखो यहां पे तुमको नहीं दिमाग लगाने वो बोल रहा था. They were clearly saying दिमाग मत लगाओ भाई, पढ़ो माइक्रोवेव, आंसर निकालो जाओ. डोंट पुट एक्स्ट्रा दिमाग के ब्रेक ऑफ मोटर व्हीकल कैसे काम कर रहा है, इंजन ऑफ मोटर व्हीकल कैसे काम कर रही है. वी आर जर्नलिस्ट, सिविल सर्वेंट्स आर जर्नलिस्ट, वी आर नॉट रिसर्चर और साइंटिस्ट. दोज आर फॉर IITians. लेट देम रिसर्च. जर्नलिस्ट काम करना है, पॉलिसी मेकिंग करनी है. यहां से बस इतना दिमाग हो जाना चाहिए था, खाने में इसको क्यों डालेगा. मूविंग अहेड. विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ फिल्टर फीडर? वेरी डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन. नहीं. यू सी, चछन्नी जानते हो? चछन्नी. अरे वेर वी पोर टी, व्हाट डू वी कॉल इट? इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं? सीव. यस, सीव. थैंक यू. मतलब है फिल्टर फीडर के सीव्स होते हैं. ओके, व्हाट दे विल डू? हैव यू सीन वेल्स? What they do, they come, they open their mouth and they gulp complete water, जो भी उसके अंदर है, छोटी मोटी बड़ी मछली सब, and then this filter will filter it. ओके, दैट इज फिल्टर फीडर। अब बताओ, ऑक्टोपस तो नहीं हो सकता, ऑक्टोपस कैसे खाता है? हाउ डज ऑक्टोपस ईट्स? हाँ, इफ ऑक्टोपस इज sitting on your skin, how will it eat your skin? Yes, it releases a chemical on your skin, and that skin there will become liquid, and then they will like a juice वो पी जाएगा. Spider also does the same thing. Okay, so remember how spider, तो octopus तो नहीं है. कैटफिश तो मगरूर वाली मछली जो बोलते हैं, मगर मछली, वो नहीं हो सकती. पेलिकन तो बर्ड है, वी ऑल नो. अब आई एम कंफ्यूज्ड बिटवीन ऑयस्टर एंड कैटफिश. अगर इफ आई एम थिंकिंग ऑफ एनालॉजी ऑफ वेल्स, मेरा दिमाग कभी क्लिक कर सकता है कि क्या पता कैटफिश भी वैसे ही खाती हो, राइट? बिकॉज बोथ आर फिश, बट द आंसर हियर इज ऑयस्टर. और यही क्यों सोचना चाहिए था? डू यू नो ऑयस्टर्स कैसे होते हैं? शेल, there you see the oysters are very jelly kind of substance, slimy. तो उसके पास they don't have a particular kind of mouth something, so उनके पास filter feeder ही होते हैं. They will open their shell, let the water come in, and then this filter feeder will filter out all the organisms and let the water go again. इतना लॉजिक अगर दिमाग में सोच सकते हैं तो दिस इज द आंसर. दिस इज हाउ यू आर सपोज्ड टू फाइंड आउट, राइट? मूविंग अहेड. In case of which one of the following biogeochemical cycles, the weathering of rock is the main source of release of nutrient to enter the cycle? There are two type of biogeochemical cycles, gaseous and sedimentary. Gaseous मतलब हाइड्रोजन, कार्बन, ऑक्सीजन, हाइड्रोजन नहीं, नाइट्रोजन. Sedimentary दो, sulfur and phosphorus. There are two types of cycles, perfect cycle, imperfect cycle. Perfect cycle मतलब क्या? मतलब क्या है? Who will tell me the meaning of perfect cycle? Yes, the amount of, you see there are two types of reservoirs in biogeochemical cycles. One reservoir. मान लो कि ये है उसका solid, दो उसके रिजर्वॉयर्स है. लिविंग, ये लिविंग है, ये नॉन लिविंग रिजर्वॉयर्स है. देयर इज कंटिन्यूअस सप्लाई. ओके, देयर इज कंटिन्यूअस सप्लाई. कोई ज्यादा रख नहीं रहा अपने पास, मैं जितना रख रहा हूं उतना दे रहा हूं. मतलब इट इज ऑलवेज अवेलेबल फॉर द ऑर्गेनिजम्स. दोज आर परफेक्ट साइकिल्स. बट sedimentary cycles are not perfect cycles. Some of the element will get deposited or accumulated, और वो खो जाएगी साइकिल से. It will get lost from the cycle. Like you see phosphorus rocks नीचे चली जाएगी धरती के, फिर तो it will not come into the cycle until unless it is exposed again out into the atmosphere. The same goes with sulfur. ठीक है? Now tell me what is the answer to this? Why not sulfur? Both are sedimentary. What is the main source of sulfur? That is the logic here. Huh? Agriculture, how agriculture could be the main source of sulfur? Oil. कभी सुने हो स्वीट बोलते हैं, ऑयल्स आर स्वीट. व्हाई डू वी से इट इज एज पर द सल्फर कंटेंट. वेस्ट टेक्सास इंटरमीडिएट oil of USA, it has very low sulfur content, so they are costly. The Basra oil of Iraq, it has higher sulfur content, so they are cheap. India buys Basra oil in large quantities. We all know the name of oils: West Texas Intermediate, Brent crude, and Basra oil is Iraq. Basra oil, Iraq. सल्फर साइकिल का मेन होता है ये, और दूसरी होती है रॉक्स आर लिटिल सल्फर पाइराइट रॉक, ए रॉक जिसको बोलते हैं सल्फर पाइराइट, बट फॉस्फोरस इज द मेन, इज द आंसर हियर. ओके, मूविंग अहेड. Which one of the following are detritivores? Detritivores मतलब which feed on Dead and decayed organisms. Are they counted in the food chain? No. Detritus food chain. So where they are not counted? तो food chain और food web में क्या difference हो गया फिर? Food web is a food chain is a part of food web. Saprophytes, detritivores are not counted in food chain. लिख लो. कहीं पढ़े हो? सबसे पहले ग्रास पढ़ते हो ना किसी भी. कभी पढ़े हो किसी भी फूड चेन में detritivores? बताओ. Be it terrestrial, be it aquatic, be it grassland, be it tree ecosystem. Tell me anywhere. No. They do not form part of food chain. That is one of the lacunas of the food chain. Mains में पूछा जाए, define food chain and its limitations. ये पहला limitation है. Detritivores are not counted. चलो, seahorse पता है सबको? It is an organism. What is the different part of this? Here males bear the child. Remember, one organism where male will bear the child. ठीक है? तो detritivores नहीं होते हैं ये सी हॉर्स. चौथा हटा दिया, चौथा हटा दिया, चौथा हटा दिया, and I have got the answer. And we all know jellyfish is a fish. ठीक है? You see one option and you are getting answer. एक ऑप्शन बस पकड़ना है and that is how they are creating the answers. चलो चलो people don't talk. There's no point of talking here in this class at this point of time. हाँ, इसका आंसर यही है. Common market metric supported by UNEP. देखो common carbon metric. What one thing you are finding now? One logic. They are giving overemphasis on all those tools which are measuring the emission. बार बार climate action tracker, common carbon metric. Either how you will quantify how much amount of greenhouse gases are being emitted by countries, and second, कौन देखेगा, monitor कर रहा है. पहला quantification. So remember those initiatives which come across your eyes, which are quantifying the amount of greenhouse gas, and second, which are monitoring which countries are adhering to the pledges so that we achieve the goal of Paris Agreement. तो ये दोनों अब से कभी भी आए, keep in mind they are important. Okay? चलो, कॉमन कार्बन मेट्रिक. देखो, इसको देखते ही मुझे ये समझ में आ जाना चाहिए कि ये कहीं ना कहीं क्लाइमेट चेंज बोलेगा. ठीक है? कार्बन और मेट्रिक सिस्टम है, मतलब है कुछ ना कुछ कार्बन का क्वांटिफिकेशन होगा. क्वांटिफिकेशन ऑफ कार्बन विल टेक प्लेस. फ्रॉम दिस आई हैव डिड्यूस्ड assessing the carbon footprint of building operations around the world. Okay. Enabling commercial farming entities around the world to enter carbon emission trading. Enabling governments to assess the overall carbon footprint caused by their countries. By same here. Assessing the overall carbon footprint caused by the use of fossil fuels by the world in a unit time. यही आंसर है इसका. Answer is A only. But you see how closely they have given. It is very hard to deduce now. इसमें लॉजिक नहीं लगा पाएंगे कि कार्बन सब में कार्बन मेट्रिक ही हो रहा बोल रहा है. इसमें भी कार्बन फुटप्रिंट बोल रहा है, इसमें भी कार्बन फुटप्रिंट बोल रहा है, इसमें भी एट द एंड यही बोल रहा है कार्बन एमिशन ट्रेडिंग. सो नाउ हियर इफ यू न्यू यू न्यू, इफ यू नो चलेंगे ऊपर. ठीक है? इट इज अ यूनिवर्सल मेथड ऑफ असेसिंग कार्बन फुटप्रिंट ऑफ बिल्डिंग ऑपरेशंस. चलो, which one of the following species that can establish symbiotic relationship with other organism? This is a handout reading question. Read the handout in 1.30 seconds. 28. You have to complete the reading in 1 minute 30 seconds. जिसको ये पता होता निडारियंस में कोरल्स आते हैं. ओके, कोरल्स आर पार्ट ऑफ, निडारियन इज ए अम्ब्रेला टर्म एंड कोरल इज वन ऑफ इट. तो मुझे ये तो पता चल गया होगा. फंजाई तो एवरीबडी नोज, माइकोरेजिया. ओके, लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट्स में यही होती है. एंड प्रोटोजोआ, दिस इज अ डिफिकल्ट नाउ. ओके, प्रोटोजोआ, yes, it forms symbiotic relationship with so many organisms. One of the example is termite. You know termite eats wood. दिमक बोलते हैं इसको. You see what protozoa does? Protozoa digest the cellulose materials that the termite eats and thus help the termite. And how termite is helping protozoa? होस्ट दे रहा है, घर दे रहा है रहने के लिए. ओके, हाँ, क्या वायरस? वायरस, वायरस किसके सिम्बायोटिक में रहेगा? वो तो नॉन लिविंग है. उसकी तो आउटर वही नहीं होती है. सो इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू किल. इट डज नॉट हैव अ डिफाइंड सेल बॉडी. सो इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू किल. एंड once it enters your body, it never leaves your body. Everybody sitting here will have one or the other kind of virus inside their bodies. Don't get shocked. There are so many different kind of viruses. R2 code of practices constitutes a tool of, इसका आंसर तीनों है. डी. ऐसे में क्या करना ना, जब नहीं समझ में आ रहा ऑल ही मारा करो. Yes, you will go, you see, I will show you this pattern in the previous questions paper of 16, 17, 18. When such options are there and you are confused, go with D option full confidently. R2 code of practices constitutes a tool available for promoting the adoption of. बताओ. अरे लॉजिक लगा रहे हो, किसी तरह बोल रहे हो. R2 code of practices, it's hard to tell until unless you know what are R2 code of practices. हाँ, रिसाइकलिंग. R से आप ये सोच सकते हैं रिसाइकलिंग. तो रिसाइकलिंग कोड ऑफ प्रैक्टिसेस, R2 का मतलब क्या होता है? रिस्पॉन्सिबल रिसाइकलिंग. इसी के लिए R2 बोलते हैं. तो इन्वायरमेंटल, अगर वहां से रिसाइकलिंग बोले तो ये हटा देंगे, ये हटा देंगे, ये हटा देंगे. अगर आपको नहीं भी पता है, एंड इफ यू कैन थिंक, बट यू सी दे हैव जस्ट गिवन रिसाइकलिंग हियर. चलो, नाउ आई नो आर. आर से कुछ नो. अरे रमसार को मत बोलो आर यार, इतना दिमाग तो लगाओ. नो आर. एंड इट इज ऑल्सो अ कोड ऑफ प्रैक्टिस. देखो, जब नहीं पता है तो दिमाग ऐसे ही लगाना एग्जाम में, और एल्स यू सी वी विल मीट अगेन नेक्स्ट ईयर. ठीक है, आई होप वी डोंट मीट अगेन नेक्स्ट ईयर. Why is there a concern about copper smelting plants? The copper, they may release lethal quantities of carbon monoxide into environment. The copper slag can cause the leaching of some heavy metals into environment. They may release, तब तो हो ही गया, ये तो सही है. Can cause the leaching of some heavy metals. बिल्कुल. तो 2 and 3 तो have come to know कि is right. First is also. ये देखो, ये अगर तुमको सबड्यू कर रहा है तो ये इट इज क्वांटिफाइंग द स्टेटमेंट. सो लॉजिक क्या है? CO is not released because of the oxidation process that happens. CO gets converted into CO2. Lethal quantity of CO2 is produced, not CO. This is a scientific statement, a scientific undercurrent to understand this statement. Okay, the CO which was going to be released, it gets oxidized. Oxidation मतलब समझते हो? Addition of oxygen, and reduction means minus oxygen. So if I'm oxidizing carbon monoxide, I will oxidize it to CO2. ओके चलो, with reference to furnace oil, consider the following statements. It is a furnace oil बोल रहा है तो it is a product of oil refineries, right? Some industries use it to generate power. It causes sulfur emission. अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था सल्फर का मेन कहां होता है, ऑयल. तो उस लॉजिक से वी नो कि ये भी सही है. एंड नाउ इट इज सेइंग सम इंडस्ट्रीज. अगर नहीं भी पता है, क्या पता दुनिया में कोई इंडस्ट्री हो, राइट? वी डोंट नो सो मेनी थिंग्स. सिविल सर्विसेज में पढ़ रहे हो तो मतलब इतना ही जानते हैं हम लोग, दिस मच वी डोंट नो. सो इसमें सम वोम को हमेशा ऑलवेज कंसिडर इट एज करेक्ट ऑप्शन. सम इंडस्ट्रीज यूज इट टू जनरेट पावर. So furnace oil is nothing, it was in news because of NGT. Okay, we all know fly ash, furnace oil, and there is one more thing. क्या बोल रहे? हाँ एक और भी था. नहीं pet coke. Read these three: fly ash, pet coke, and furnace oil. You must be ready with all these three. ठीक है, चलो मूविंग अहेड. व्हाट इज ब्लू कार्बन? टेम्परेचर कम करना. इसका भी यही है. ये तो बहुत इजी है, राइट? यू विल रीड ब्लू कार्बन इनिशिएटिव. ब्लू कार्बन इनिशिएटिव इट इज किसके किसके बीच है? यूनेस्को, IUCN, UNEP. यह है इंटरनेशनल ओशनोग्राफिक कमीशन ऑफ यूनेस्को. इंटरनेशनल ओशनोग्राफिक कमीशन ऑफ यूनेस्को, UNEP, IUCN. ब्लू कार्बन इनिशिएटिव क्या रोल है? टू प्रिजर्व द ब्लू कार्बन इन ऑर्डर टू प्रमोट कार्बन सेक्वेस्ट्रेशन. आर यू ऑल फीलिंग कोल्ड? प्लीज नेक्स्ट टाइम से आप लोग चेंज करके बैठो यार. यू सी दे हैव गिवन नथिंग टू अस. ऑल फैसिलिटीज हैव बीन प्रोवाइडेड टू द स्टूडेंट्स. अरे मजाक में बोल रहा हूं. चलो भाई, वी ऑल नो व्हाट इज ग्रीन. थैंक यू. चलो, वी ऑल नो व्हाट इज ब्लू कार्बन. ब्लू कार्बन में तीन चीज इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं, लिखो. मैंग्रोव्स, सी ग्रासेस एंड टाइडल मार्सेस. मैंग्रोव्स, सी ग्रासेस एंड टाइडल मार्सेस. ठीक है. ब्लू कार्बन इनिशिएटिव विल फोकस मेनली ऑन दीज थ्री. यू विल रीड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन सी ग्रास एंड सी वीड. You all know this. It is a pending question in prelims. Any day this can appear in prelims. Seagrass and seaweed. In the nature, which of the following are most likely to be found surviving on a surface without soil? फर्न तो नहीं करेगा. फर्न क्या होता है? प्लांट होती है एक तरीके की. It will require soil. ठीक है. Mosses, you all know that greenish thing that appears on the surface. Those are mosses. And it is ubiquitous. It can be found anywhere wherever there is थोड़ा सा humidity उसको मिल जाए, moisture मिल जाए, and moss will quickly grow. Lichen is a symbiotic relationship between fungi and algae. It also grows here and there, random. Mushroom. मशरूम करेगा? नहीं करेगा. यस. हाँ, उसमें सॉइल के पार्टिकल्स होते हैं. यू सी, कोई भी मशरूम मोस्टली विल सी कि द वुड हैज बीन फेल एंड द वुड हैज बीन डिकेइंग. ऑन दैट मशरूम्स विल ग्रो. ओके. और नीचे में अगर प्लांट में, ट्रीज में, यू विल फाइंड मशरूम्स ग्रोइंग हियर. मशरूम्स डज नॉट ग्रो हियर बिकॉज हियर देखो, मिट्टी पानी गिरने से क्या होगा, थोड़ी थोड़ी मिट्टियां इस पे बैठ जाती हैं. So there are various kind of mushrooms that can survive even in smaller quantities of soil. Okay? But mostly it will require soil. Mushroom requires soil to get cultivated. There is another kind of mushroom of Jharkhand. You see, they have asked Gucci mushroom. There is one more important mushroom of Jharkhand. Futka mushroom. Read Futka. That is a local name. Go and search it. I think it is commercially being grown. Okay? Anyone from Jharkhand? So you all be knowing Futka? Yes. So what is the English name for this? Mushroom. अरे नहीं. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Okay? So it's also done. You see how many easy questions are there. You just need to know the basic facts. And then you will be done. Chalo. Prelims 2020. Moving. This was the year I also gave. If a particular plant species is placed under Schedule 6 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, what is the implication? ऐसे नहीं सोचो, चलो अब करते हैं. A license is required. It is saying license. Such a plant cannot be cultivated under any circumstances. तो फिर रखे क्यों थे? Yes, exactly. If it cannot be cultivated, why are you keeping it in Schedule 6? तो ये तो हटा दिया. जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड क्रॉप तो हो ही नहीं सकता, राइट? क्योंकि अगर जब ये 1972 में शेड्यूल 6 बनाया गया था उस वक्त तो जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड का कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं होगा. ओके, दीज ऑल आर न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट्स व्हिच हैव इमर्ज्ड इन रीसेंट टाइम्स. सच अ प्लांट इज इनवेजिव. इसको क्यों इतना इज्जत दे रहा है, राइट? अरे ऐसे ही सोचना है. शेड्यूल मतलब है हाई प्रोटेक्शन. हाई प्रोटेक्शन दे रहे हैं तो फिर इन्वेजिव को प्रोटेक्शन दे रहे हैं तो फिर क्यों दिक्कत है? Why they are so worried about Prosopis juliflora? You all know? ये कहां पे प्रॉब्लम कर रही है? राजस्थान. You know what happened? It was government who promoted this. In these 1970-60, what they did, they took the seeds through helicopters and they spread it throughout Rajasthan, hoping that they will create a green belt. But now they have realized that their roots are highly water intensive. They suck away all the groundwater table. And thus what is happening, all other indigenous species are declining because there is no water left for them. So now what they are doing, they are planning to eliminate this. So iska matlab hai a license is required to cultivate that plant. Okay? With reference to Indian elephants, I did this question because I watched Discovery once. I watched Discovery. There I saw कि elephant के बारे में बता रहा था, तो I solved this question from there only. The leader of an elephant group is a female. Yes, it is a matriarch society. Another matriarch society in animals? Hyenas. You know what? You see the teeth of male hyenas are always broken. Why? No, yes, that is true fact. Now let me, I will tell you why. Consider कि there is, we all know societies are stratified. हमारी भी society stratified है, ठीक है? अगर now they have made a kill. First, who will eat? Pregnant females. Then non-pregnant females. Then those males which were in this group for very long time. And ultimately those hyena males जो अभी कभी group से जुड़े हैं, they die quickly. And here you see, if they will eat all the flesh, ultimately only bones are left for the males. So they will lose their teeth very quickly. So remember, hyenas are also matriarch and hyenas are scavengers. Remember this. You all can use this in essays. You must know एक्यूमेन क्या होना चाहिए ऐसे में यूज करने का. लीडर ऑफ एन एलिफेंट ग्रुप इज अ फीमेल. वाई सो? एक लॉजिक क्या होगा? You see, elephants are very good memory keepers among all the species. They keep memories as long as 40 years, 30 years. And we know the life expectancy of female is more than male, even among us. So you see what happens whenever there is a drought of significant severe drought and all the rivers have dried, it is the oldest female, जो दादी परदादी और परदादी होती है, she will carry the complete group to a place where there is water, जो उसको उसके दादा ने कभी बचपन में ले गए होंगे. हाँ दादी जो उसकी दादी ने उसको कभी ले गए होंगे. Okay, so when there is a severe drought in the Serengeti ecosystem, where is Serengeti ecosystem? Yes, you all don't know Serengeti ecosystem. Serengeti ecosystem is very important. Where is Miambo Woods? Where is Miambo Woods? Where is Serengeti ecosystem? Where is Okavango swamp? Sub Africa में है lower. You see, India बना रहा हूँ. This is Serengeti ecosystem. Okay, here पूरी. आप जितनी भी डिस्कवरी चैनल, जोग्राफिक चैनल, एनिमल प्लैनेट देख रहे हो, सब यही देख रहे हो. दिस इज सेरेंगेटी इकोसिस्टम, सवाना ग्रासलैंड्स. हियर इज ओकावेंगो स्वैम्प एंड हियर इज मियाम्बो वुड्स. You see, Serengeti ecosystem is a pending question in prelims. And why it has become important? Because we have translocated Namibian cheetahs to India. So we must remember, we must know यहाँ पे क्या है. So your task, go and look which countries share boundary with Namibia. Which countries share boundary with Namibia? Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana. Then they can ask, does Tropic of Cancer Capricorn passes through this? देखते रहो, लिखते रहो. Question, does Tropic of Capricorn passes through Namibia? This is how you should prepare questions. So the leader of an elephant group is a female. The maximum gestation period can be 22 months. पता नहीं मुझे अभी. I am doubtful. Exam में भी doubtful था. I know one is correct. This I have come to know, so I have removed this and this. I know कि 2, 3, 4 में कुछ एक ही सही होगा. Among the states in India, the highest elephant population is in Kerala. Just now we have said it is Karnataka, Kerala and Assam. Karnataka, Kerala, Assam. Okay, I saw wrong. Okay, ठीक है. An elephant can normally go on calving till the age of 40 years only. Their life expectancy is 70 साल and their adulthood begins from 18 years. So देख लो, this is wrong statement now. ऐसे only भी है भाई. Only को you need to eradicate quickly. The moment you see only, you should feel happy that they have given you a chance. So now we know everything about this. Let us see about Project Elephant. It is important this year because we are celebrating 30 years of Project Elephant. So 50-50-50 E30-30-30 initiative you will read. E30:30:30. Mike, M-I-K-E, Mike you will read. Project Elephant you will read. You will read the difference between Asiatic elephants and African elephants. You will read the difference between Asiatic cheetah and African cheetah. This is a very good question of prelims this year. And probably I hope it will appear. Difference between the anatomical characteristics. Okay? ये डन हो गया? चलो. The IUCN status is endangered. With reference to India's biodiversity, Ceylon frogmouth, coppersit, कॉपर स्मिथ बारबे, ग्रे चिंड मिनीवे, व्हाइट थ्रोटेड रेड स्टार्ट, क्या है? ए तो आंसर है ही। क्या आप पकड़ के बर्ड्स बता रहे हो? हाँ, यस, यू सी बर्ड्स के नेम मोस्टली थ्रोट के होंगे। यू सी दे विल सी देयर आर डिफरेंट, व्हाइट चिन्ड, ग्रे चिन, उसका चिन ग्रे है। व्हाइट थ्रोटेड, उसका थ्रोटेड है। यू सी नील और कंठ बोलते हैं ना, तो नीलकंठ से मैंने सोच के इसको सही किया था एग्जाम में। यस, ओके। प्राइमेट्स के नाम ऐसे नहीं होते हैं, मत बंदरों के नाम भाई। रेप्टाइल्स का तो नाम होने लगा तो डिफिकल्ट है। दोज आर वेरी डेंजरस एंड टेक्निकल नेम्स ऑफ रेप्टाइल्स एंड फ्रॉग्स, यू ऑल सी लिजर्ड्स एंड ऑल। वेरी टेक्निकल नेम बेस्ड ऑन द पर्सन हु हैव डिस्कवर्ड इट, और ऑन ऑनररी किसी को जो रिस्पेक्टेड डिसिप्लिन में। एंड एम्फीबियंस भी नहीं। Basically, people that year, most of the students who cleared it, did it correct, was based on these two names, throat and chin. Done? You see, every year they are asking this question, such kind of questions. कभी पेस्टिसाइड पूछ ले रहे हैं, कभी कुछ पूछ रहे हैं। They will give you random names and they will tell you बताओ किस क्या कैटेगरी को बिलोंग करता है। Okay? Which one of the following protected areas is well known for the conservation of a subspecies of the Indian swamp deer? इसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो। लिखो, मान लो अगर करना भी एग्जाम में, चलो इंडियन स्वैम्प डियर जिसको बोलते हैं बारहसिंगा, इट थ्राइव्स वेल इन हार्ड ग्राउंड एंड इज ग्रामिनिवोरस। Yes, why did this question appear? This has been declared as the first mascot of any national park. Barasinga was declared as the mascot of this in the year when I was preparing 2018. और ये क्वेश्चन कब पूछा गया है? 2020. So you must remember कि 2020 2 साल पहले के भी environment ecology important है. Okay? Not just this year. At least 5 to 6 questions will appear from previous 2 attempts. कान्हा कहाँ है? मध्य प्रदेश. This is the answer. Manas we all know. Assam Mudumalai. Tamil Nadu. Why is Mudumalai famous? Huh? Why is Mudumalai famous? It gives the largest stretch elephant के movement के लिए within the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, this is the main importance of Mudumalai Wildlife Sanctuary. Largest stretch corridor, ecological corridor for the movement of elephants. Why is Tal Chappar Wildlife Sanctuary famous? It is good question. Remember now this. It is located in Rajasthan. It is important for black buck. मानस में कौन सा क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड स्पीसी मिलती है? पिग्मी हॉग. Pygmy hog is a critical endangered species that is found in Manas National Park. Done. Which of the following are the most likely places to find the musk deer in its natural habitat? This was my first question in the paper. हाँ हाँ, मैंने हैंडआउट्स नहीं दिए इसके बाद. इसके बाद अब बैठ के सॉल्व करते हैं. चलो. Now every day I will schedule last half an hour कि इसी तरह question we will solve here only in the class, half an hour class. चलो. Ascot Wildlife Sanctuary. You see, I am teaching you time and again. It is not knowledge that will take you there. बहुत सारे documents में go find, every analysis has been done there on the internet. There are millions of views. Go watch it. If you want to learn something. Ascot. इसको मैंने पढ़ा. I could not find कि where was it. I did not know the name. गंगोत्री समझते समझ में आ गया ये उत्तराखंड में होगा. My first task was to find कि पहले लोकेशन कहाँ कहाँ है सबका. Okay. मानस तो मुझे पता चल गया असम में है, किशनपुर और ये नहीं पता चल रहा है मुझे, ओके। और मस्क डियर मुझे इतना पता है, मस्क डियर वो बोलते हैं ना कस्तूरी, that keeps on running throughout its life looking for the smell, कि where the smell is coming from, and the smell कहां से आ रही होती है, उसके खुद के बॉडी से आ रही होती है, that is मृग तृष्णा also, a kind of mirage that it creates for it in itself। तो मुझे इतना पता होगा कि मस्क डियर है तो हिमालय तो पहले ही होना चाहिए, हिमालयज। तो आई मस्ट लुक फॉर दो सैंक्चुरीज विच आर देयर इन हिमालयज। मानस तो नहीं है, तो मानस काट भी दे रहा हूं तब भी आई एम स्टक विथ 1 and 2 and 2 and 3। नाउ आई नो कि गंगोत्री तो उत्तराखंड में है, तो ये सही है। अस्कोट और किशनपुर कहां है? यू सी किशनपुर इज अ हिंदी नेम, राइट। अब पठानकोट सुनो, अस्कोट, एप्रिकॉट। Yes, yes, this is how I will show you how to correct more answers. I am not knowing, but I am putting my brain in the exam. कोट कहां से होना चाहिए? ये मतलब कहीं ना कहीं उधर ही होनी चाहिए, हिमालय के आसपास। एंड दिस इज द आंसर 1 and 2। ठीक है, तो ऐसे ऐसे बहुत सारे नेशनल पार्क्स आएंगे रैंडम आपके। यू हैव टू फाइंड द लोकेशन बाय प्रोनाउंसिंग दैट नेम एंड लुकिंग कि आसपास कौन सा नेम होता है। ओके, वी विल सी वन मोर क्वेश्चन हाउ वी ऑल सॉल्व दैट हियर। You see, why am I up telling you these and not knowledge? Because you see, I come from IIT Kharagpur. So I've done my bachelor's and master's from there. So we have realized how to clear competitions. Competitions cannot be only qualified from knowledge. We have to apply Samdam Dandbhed. X को 0 रख दो, Y को 1 रख दो, and solve the equation. This is all you should do in CSAT as well. Put the values और आंसर को ही इक्वेशन में डालते जाओ। इफ यू आर नॉट नोइंग, दे से मैथमेटिक्स इज डिफिकल्ट, नो, यू नीड टू बी वेरी शार्प व्हाइल अपीयरिंग द पेपर। सो अस्कोट एंड गंगोत्री नेशनल पार्क इज द आंसर। किशनपुर कहां है? दुधवा कहां है? उसके बगल में, दुधवा के बगल में है किशनपुर वाइल्ड लाइफ सैंक्चुरी। ओके, दुधवा में राइनोसोरस मिलता है, 1 हॉर्न राइनोसोरस। यस, दुधवा के बगल उधर कौन सी, एक और कौन सी है वहां पे टाइगर रिजर्व? पीलीभीत। नेपाल में कौन सा है उसके एडजेसेंट? अरे वाल्मीकि। भारत में बिहार इज इन इंडिया ब्रो। चिंतन नेशनल पार्क, चितवन, चितवन नेशनल पार्क। सो डिड यू सी? चलो मूविंग अहेड। India's desert national park. It is spread over 2 districts, Jaisalmer and Barmer. There is no human habitation inside the park. It is one of the natural habitats of the great Indian bustard. इसको नो क्यों, रॉन्ग क्यों बोल रहे हो? हाँ, मान लो ट्राइब्स नहीं हुए तो? अरे फॉरेस्ट गार्ड का घर, फॉरेस्ट ऑफिसर का घर, क्यों बोल रहा है ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन? अंडरस्टूड? यहां से यूज को गलत करना है। ट्राइब्स कंफ्यूजिंग हो रहा था माइंड में कि व्हाट इफ ट्राइब्स आर रियली, इट इज अ डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम, राइट? सो व्हाट इफ ट्राइब्स आर रियली नॉट देयर एंड दिस स्टेटमेंट इज ट्रू बाय ऑब्जर्वेशन? But you see, if forest conservators are there working for the protection, कुछ तो research unit भी बनाए होंगे ना for protection of great Indian bustard. So human habitation it is talking and saying no human habitation. अगर एक भी होगा तो ये statement गलत हो जाएगा, and एक तो होगा ही। So this is the answer. Answer is 1 and 3. That is C. You see, that year I was so much confident only in environment and ecology, where whichever prelims I have cleared on this. But that year, मेरी first section में environment and ecology थी. And I became so happy. But I had to turn 3 pages and I was not able to answer in the first 10 minutes. I kept on turning the page and I was not getting the accurate answer. कभी no human habitation में doubtful हो रहा है, कभी अस्कोट गंगोत्री में हो रहा है। So even if you fail to tick single mark even in the first 3 papers, do not let your confidence go down. वापस आना है फिर से with full confidence, travel until the 100th. फिर से वापस आके, and that year I scored 112. सब सही किया बाद में. When I came back in the second, I put so much logic. You see, I will show you one more. Among the following tiger reserves, which one has the largest area under critical tiger habitat? ऐसे कैसे बोल रहे हो अभी? एग्जाम में कैसे सोचेंगे? एग्जाम में तो मेरे लिए रणथंबोर भी बड़ा है, मेरे लिए सुंदरबन भी बड़ी हो रही है. How am I supposed to think Nagarjuna Sri Asylum? And that too, they are not asking the area. They are asking the core area. तो core area कैसे बता दे रहे हो कि यही है सबसे ज्यादा इन चारों में? एंड कॉर्बेट भी से हाईएस्ट डेंसिटी भी है. क्या पता कॉर्बेट का ही हो. लॉजिक क्या लगाया? सबसे बड़ी टाइगर रिजर्व सिसाइसलम है, तो जो जितनी बड़ी होगी उसका कोर एरिया उतना बड़ा होना चाहिए. तो तुक्का मारो इस पे. तुक्का ही मार रहे हैं एट द एंड. नोबडी नोज द आंसर. हाँ, वो तो बाद में पता चल रहा है ना कि यही आंसर है. एग्जाम में तो आई एम अप्लाइंग सम लॉजिक. कि I just know कि Nagarjuna Sri Asylum, I have read that it is the largest tiger reserve. If it is the largest, this means the core area also have to be large. लाजमी है. तो answer is Nagarjuna Sri Asylum. Which one of the following protected areas are located in Kaveri Basin? फिर देखो यहां दिमाग लगाना होगा. Papikunda, Golconda. It cannot be in Tamil Nadu. तो सबसे पहले पापीकुंडा को हटा दो. नहीं अभी आया. सत्यमंगलम, वायनाड, नागरहोल. नहीं सब है. सब है या नहीं है? क्या यार तुम लोग की एग्जाम है, मेरा हो गया. तुम लोग का एग्जाम है 1 महीने बाद. देखो सत्यमंगलम तो वी ऑल नो, इट अपीयर्ड इन द न्यूज. Why it is important? Yes, it is the joining point of Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat, and it is a tiger reserve. Nagarhole we all know, Nagarhole and Bandipur they are together. ठीक है. उसी के आसपास से कावेरी निकलती है. वायनाड, नदन केरल, इट इज देयर. आप सोचो यार, ये मत सोचना नीचे पेरियर है. कावेरी इटसेल्फ इज अ वेरी बिग रिवर. अब ये दिमाग लगाएंगे कि इफ दिस इज दिस, कावेरी का ये है, वायनाड यहां है कि यहां है. हाँ, इट इज सेइंग कावेरी बेसिन. सो थिंक ऑफ इट एज अ बिग एरिया. इतना नहीं दिमाग लगाना है कि नहीं वायनाड तो नीचे होगा तो छोड़ दो. एंड एनीवे यू सी दे हैव नॉट गिवन दिस. दे हैव गिवन 3 and 4 इन बोथ. आई नो कि वायनाड इज द राइट आंसर. एंड नगरहोल तो सिंपल सबको पता है. नगरहोल तो यहाँ पे कर्नाटका बंदीपो. The boundary between Kerala and Karnataka, Nagarhole and Bandipo. So you see they have given that option very nicely, where you can easily click. Which of the following are the reasons factors for exposure to benzene pollution? Do you people really read the handout when you all go back? Wow, very serious candidates. Benzene pollution. अब बताओ क्या करोगे इसमें? क्या सिखाया था? कुछ नहीं चमक में आ रहा तो क्या करोगे? वही आंसर है. मैंने भी यही किया था एग्जाम में. केप्ट ऑन थिंकिंग. कुछ नहीं चमकेगा एग्जाम में. नाउ यू ऑल आर माइंड्स आर वेरी काम. आराम से बैठे हो. देयर इज नथिंग टू लूज. योर हाइपर प्रेशर इज नॉट गेटिंग पम्प्ड अप. क्योंकि तुम्हें ये नहीं दिख रहा है कि टाइम भी जा रहा है. 4 अटेम्प्ट हो चुका है, 3 अटेम्प्ट हो चुका है. दिस इज माई फाइनल अटेम्प्ट. ये मन नहीं सोच रहा है अभी. जब दिमाग ये सब सोचने लगेगा, सब हैफजर्ड हो जाएगा. 1813 चार्टर एक्ट 1933 हो जाएगी. 1833. ओके, सो दिमाग लगाना है वहां बैठ के. व्हेन आई एम कंफ्यूज्ड, आई एम नोइंग दैट आई एम नॉट एबल टू गेट द आंसर. एंड यू सी दे आर राइटिंग वेरी जनरल. ऑटोमोबाइल एग्जॉस्ट, बेंजीन, वुड बर्निंग, यूजिंग फर्नेस, पॉलीथीन. मारो यार, मूव. इसमें मैं कुछ नहीं पढ़ा सकता. ए यस, अभी तो बता रहा हूं ना, रुको तो. दिस इज तो आई एम सेइंग कि हाउ यू विल गो. आप बताओ ऑफिशियल आंसर अगर 1 2 3 है तो हाउ विल यू डिड्यूस डिस्टिंग्विश एग्जाम के बीच में? नहीं कर पाओगे यार एग्जाम के बीच में, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। तुम बेंजीन पोल्यूशन सुने भी होगे तो एक दो सुने होगे, अब यहां से होता भी है कि नहीं भी होता है कि हाउ डू यू नो? सो देयर नथिंग आई कैन डू। रट्टा है, प्लीज रट लेना। देयर इज नो लॉजिक हियर। बेंजीन पोल्यूशन जहां से निकलता है, दीज ऑल आर ऑब्जर्व्ड फैक्ट्स। वोलेटाइल ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स होते हैं, बेंजीन तो होते हैं एरोमेटिक कंपाउंड्स में। यार तुमने कहां देखा ऑफिशियल आंसर ये है, ए है, यही आंसर है इसका। तो कौन सा लगाएगा? इसमें कौन सा चूज कर रहे हो? क्या, क्यों? अरे पहले इतना कोई रिसर्च थोड़ी करता होगा, अब रिसर्च करते हैं लोग। लेकिन लॉजिक क्या लगा रहे हो कि वुड से नहीं आ रही बेंजीन, ये कैसे बोल रहे हैं? हाँ देखो यार, बट दिस इज डिफिकल्ट टू से। रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग वाला है, जैसे कि वो मैग्नेटाइट पार्टिकल्स में तो पता है खा नहीं सकते लोहा, वो तो कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रही है। लेकिन यू सी इट इज सेइंग आर द रीजंस फॉर एक्सपोजर टू बेंजीन पोल्यूशन। नहीं है तो नहीं है, एंड आई थिंक दिस इज ओनली द ट्रैप हियर। 4 4 4 is in everywhere, 5 is not in all the options. तो हाँ, तो वुड बर्निंग भी तो घर में सब यूज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन इंडिया इज 70% एग्रेरियन, ठीक है। बट यू आर राइट कि इफ एग्जैक्टली इफ अगर नॉर्म्स बना रहे होंगे गवर्नमेंट, तो गवर्नमेंट ऐसा नॉर्म्स जरूर बना रही होगी कि जो पेंट हो उस पेंट से ऐसे ज्यादा पोल्यूशन नहीं निकलना चाहिए। यस, सच काइंड ऑफ लॉजिक वी कैन डेफिनेटली अप्लाई। बोलो। और क्या पता। अच्छा चलो चलो, लेट्स मूव ऑन, लेट्स मूव ऑन। व्हाट अ गुड ऑब्जर्वेशन। चलो देखते हैं आगे चल के। इसमें नहीं, इसमें नहीं, वो वही वाले पैटर्न में वन लाइनर स्टेटमेंट एंड हियर ऑप्शन शुड नॉट बी देयर, ओनली ए बी सी डी होना चाहिए, बस तुमको ए बी सी डी में टिक करना है। तो ये सब नेगेटिव वालों के लिए ही है। तो ये अरे भाई तुमको 100 में 200 थोड़ी लाना है, 200 में 200 यार, तुमको कट ऑफ क्लियर करना है। ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दिस। कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स। 36% of India's districts are classified as overexploited or critical by the Central Groundwater Authority. CGAW was formed under the Environment Protection Act. ये पता मैं अभी तुरंत देखा था, यानी कि 2 आंसर है, यानी 1 अपने आप गलत हो गया। मुझे जानना भी नहीं है कि 1 सही है या गलत है। India has the largest area under groundwater irrigation in the world. How are you thinking? लॉजिक क्या लगा रहे हो? देखो इमोशंस में प्रीलिम्स नहीं खेलना भाई, क्यों दिल में आ रहा है तो मारो, पहले लॉजिक लगाओ। लेट द लॉजिक बी रॉन्ग लेटर। अभी जितने भी फुल लेंथ टेस्ट लगाओगे, पुट लॉजिक, लेट योर लॉजिक बी रॉन्ग, बट डू नॉट ट्रेवल विदाउट लॉजिक। लॉजिक लगाओ, क्यों अंडरग्राउंड वाटर ज्यादा है? अरे आप लोगों ने इरिगेशन पढ़ा है इकोनॉमिक्स में, व्हाट इज द परसेंटेज ऑफ पंप ट्यूबवेल इरिगेशन? 90%। ट्यूबवेल इरिगेशन 62%। तो जब 62% हो रहा है तो होगा ही, कुछ तो लॉजिक लगाएंगे ना। नाउ आई गॉट एन आइडिया, नंबर हुआ कि हाँ ट्यूबवेल इरिगेशन 62% है, एंड वी ऑल्सो नो इन इरिगेशन है इंडिया में मोस्टली सब रेनफेड ही हम लोग करते हैं इस्तेमाल, हम लोग को पानी चाहिए ही चाहिए। तो दिस इज द आंसर 2 and 3। यहां से ऐसे भी सोच सकते थे 30, यू सी व्हाई दे गिव यू दिस 36%, दे वांटेड यू टू segregate the option from this, they did not want you to learn this and come। 5%, 11%, 5%, 11%, एक वो भी है 36% is too much, too much, but a day will come when this statement will become true for India as well, that day is not far। According to India's national policy on biofuels, which of the following can be used as raw materials for the production of biofuels? You all know 4 stages of biofuels. First stage, food. Second, non-food. Third, algae. Fourth, algae plus carbon sequestration. Right? 4 generations of ethanol production. चलो इसको तो मैं कल पढ़ाने वाला था, चलो इसमें दिमाग लगाते हैं, बताओ। कसावा पता नहीं है तो क्या, तब क्या ही कर सकते, जब पता ही नहीं है तो फिर अरे ग्राउंडनट को क्यों यूज करोगे, इट इज एडिबल, दैट इज द ट्रैप हियर। जिसने इसको हटा दिया, अरे जिसने उसको हटा दिया आंसर आ गया। अरे ग्राउंडनट तो मतलब वो हुई ना मूंगफली, तो मूंगफली तो हम लोग खाते हैं। So and we already know we are nutrition deficient country and we already have oil का shortage है दुनिया में, भारत में oil crisis is there, so why will they deploy oil to some other sector when we already know that the prices for edible oil is going up? Logic? Why the prices of edible oil is going up? First, palm oil. The exports of palm oil from Indonesia and Malaysia have been restricted. Second, we import sunflower from Russia and Ukraine. So वहां पे दिक्कत हो गई। And third, सोया हम लोग लाते हैं USA and Canada से। What they are doing? They are diverting their soya production to biofuel generation. So they are not exporting soybean to us. So we have come, our industries have become shortage. There is shortage of raw materials. So the prices of edible oil has gone up. If you all go and buy oil of sarson tel, initially it was 80 to 90 rupees. But now you see, it is mostly 160, hovering around 160, 170. So do you see what you were supposed to find here? Groundnut seeds. We were supposed to look for this word. This was easy question. समझ में आ रहा आप लोगों को? कल मैं पॉलिसी कल पढ़ा दूंगा आपको। Anyway, we are running short of time. Let me complete. Social cost of carbon. देखो किसने बोला था वो वाला पैटर्न यहां आएगा, ABCD, and again the answer is A. Look, I am not joking. Don't take it jokingly. Ingrain this in your nervous system, or else it will not fun. You will not think that thing during that day. If you are thinking कि अगर ये हर दिन अपने, if you are not letting these ideas ingrain in your nervous system, those 2 hours the idea will not come to you. I'm telling you, it will not come. देखो सोशल कॉस्ट ऑफ कार्बन बोल रहा है, मतलब कुछ तो डैमेज हो रहा है, तभी बोलते हैं व्हाट इज योर अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट, ये क्या कॉस्ट है। सो सी वहां से समझने से आ रहा है कि यहां रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ फॉसिल फ्यूल्स है, तो ये तो पूरा गलत है। कॉस्ट में एफर्ट्स पुट इन अ क्लाइमेट रिफ्यूजी टू अडॉप्ट टू लाइफ इन अ न्यू प्लान, contribution of an individual person, long term damage done by 1 ton of CO2. Very simple question. दिमाग नहीं लगाना था पेपर में ज्यादा. Steel slag can be the material for which of the following? We all know what is steel slag, byproduct of steel industry. Nothing. और कुछ नहीं सोचना है हमको. Construction of base road. Surat has become the first city to have a steel slag road. Improvement of agricultural soil, it increases pH. So in prelims, if they ask you, can we add steel slag in acidic soil? Yes. What all things can be added in acidic soils? Lime. Okay, lime is added in acidic soil. And green manuring is also added in acidic soil. They all increase the pH. Production of cement is also done. देखो एग्जाम में किसी को पता नहीं चल रहा था होता है कि नहीं होता है, सब डी पे मार के आ रहे थे. Tell me now, if you are going for any 1-3 option, what is the logic for rejecting any 1-3? बताओ. Why am I saying you should go for all? Until and unless you have a sound logic to reject any one of them, go for all. बताओ कोई भी लॉजिक दो, क्यों रिजेक्ट करोगे किसी को? सेकंड ऑप्शन हटाने के लिए लग रहा था एग्जाम में. ऐसा थोड़ी है जो स्टील स्लैग वही आके वही डाल देंगे. मतलब स्टील स्लैग में चेंजेस लाके ऐसे भी सोचना है ना मुझे. I have to broaden up my thinking. I have to think what if they will bring some changes in steel slag. But ultimately it is the steel slag which is being used. And I'm telling you it is used for increasing the pH. It improves the water retention capacity of soil. Okay. So until and unless you have a very solid logic to reject any one option, तीनों पे चलेंगे. नहीं पता है तो पता है, नहीं पता होगा. ऐसे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होंगे प्रीलिम्स में जो आपको नहीं पता होंगे, जो वही मारोगे आप लोग सब. इन रूरल रोड, अब देखो उसी साल कॉपर स्लैग भी पूछ लिया इन लोगों ने. इज प्रेफर्ड फॉर इंश्योरिंग एनवायरमेंटल सस्टेनेबिलिटी और टू रिड्यूस कार्बन फुटप्रिंट. एवरी वन ऑफ यू, आई एम गिविंग यू 2 minutes. मार्क द आंसर. नो वन विल से. एंड इवन इफ यू नो by reading previous year, I will ask you the logic. पढ़ो और 2 minute लो. I can ask anyone. कितनों का आंसर बी है? बी, सी, डी, ए, ए. ठीक. क्या लॉजिक लगाया आपने? यस. Very good. Exactly. These two options cannot come together. तो इनमें से तो एक होगा. Exactly. Okay. Good. ना आपने जैसे ये हटाया, you are getting the answer. Now Portland cement में क्या लॉजिक लगा के हटा रहे हो? Cement are environmentally unsustainable industries. Yes. Sustainability. Did you see the logic? ये दोनों साथ नहीं जा सकते. देर एक ही होगा इन दोनों में. और हॉट में मतलब समझ में आ रहा है. Some gases may be released. So it's better if we eradicate 4, eliminate 4. 4 हटाया, I'm left with 1, 2, 3. I'm left with 1 and 5. Geo textiles बोल रहा है. It's better to go with 1, 2, 3 than 5. Right? यही सोच के हम लोगों ने भी किया था अपने साल में. हाँ, बस ये लास्ट ही है मेरा भी. You see, you cannot say over now. अभी के समय में नींद नहीं आना चाहिए. If you are really serious to clear the exam, अभी नींद नहीं आना चाहिए आप लोगों को. Competition has become very ferocious. half of the selected candidates again sit for the civil services. तो अगर 800 सीट में 400 सीट तो वो फिर से अपने लिए ही बुक करके आ रहे हैं. So in a way we all are fighting, you all are fighting for half of the seats. That too the uncertainty has increased. So I'm just asking you all to buckle up your shoe. Revise the important chapters, important points. सब मत पढ़ो अब एक महीने में. Don't read everything. Important topics को ही पकड़ो, उसी को पकड़ो. You see, सिर्फ 90 नंबर लाना है भाई. We are not here, we are not fighting to become a topper कि 100-150 लाना है, 140 लाना है. When you think of 150, 140, what you will do? You will start reading everything. You will think that ये भी solve कर लेंगे, ये भी solve कर लेंगे. Ultimately, what will happen? कुछ नहीं होगा. So pick up important topics on your instinct and keep focusing on those topics for the next 25 days. Nothing more, nothing less. Coal ash contains arsenic, lead and mercury. हो सकता है, पता नहीं. Coal fired power plants release sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen into the environment. High ash content तो सबको पता है. यही हमारी प्रॉब्लम है, कोल की हाई एश कंटेंट. एंड वी नो कि यहाँ पे कोल फायर्ड पावर प्लांट्स में सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड होता है. इसी के लिए हम लोग क्या लगाते हैं? कौन टेक्नोलॉजी? डीसल्फ्यूराइजेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. व्हाट डज इट डू? चिमनीज होते हैं, चिमनीज में यहाँ प्रेसिपिटेटर्स होते हैं. These precipitators precipitate the sulfur oxide and it does not let the sulfur oxide go as a escape as a gas. Okay, so answer is 1, 2, 3. Okay, any doubt? So we meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow I will stretch the class until 9 o'clock. So please don't tell me in the midway कि it's over और जिसको लग रहा होगा please go happily out of the class. But tomorrow I'll be covering 4 year 26, 17, 18, 16, 17, 18, 19. So probably 100 questions 2020 2020. Chalo. Happy learning day.